Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere. There's also a PayPal, Patreon and crypto link in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patreon, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon, so a massive shout out of thanks and appreciation to Guns of Navarone RMP, Troy Shuka, Bosnail, Justin Duso, Joseph Pizarro, Samson, Maris, Harry Blade, Mobile Max 777, Neo the One, Lost Cat FE, Rob W, Open Minded, Reese Pound, Del West Watson, Mike, Muted, Dick Earth Skeptic, NA Literalist, Maria Neelands, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Rob H, Nathan Thompson, The Real Gabster, Windrider, Liam Nedrick, Erwin Jennisons, Abraham Mohammed, Dave Rakia Gafford, Naibai, Adrian Quintana, Skeptic936, Life is Short, Fireball X, Texas Mike, Edwin Johnson, Kirsten Smith, Alexander Main, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now I'm going to raise the mic on Discord and Google so you can enjoy their conversation while I set up for today's live show. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, hello.
Good afternoon.
Morning. How you doing?
All good, all good. No complaints. Spent all morning putting my pressure activated. Go on, Redman.
No, I said no complaints. It's not that cold. It's still flat.
It is. As flat as my frequency response.
I don't like this not getting notices.
I only just sent it.
Good morning, all.
I've only just started.
Hey Elijah. Yeah, literally just started, Neil. Just started? Okay, good. I know you tell me that just to make me feel okay. It's Neil's conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm running a little bit late. I've just checked the time.
A little? Like a half an hour?
Yeah. I had stuff to do. What can I say?
Oh well, time
busy
is just a concept anyway.
Say again?
Doesn't matter, time's just a concept anyway. You can bend the rules.
No, I do like to be punctual. We will start live on time at least. That reminds me, I'm just going to get my watch. It's a good job you kept the conversation going. So I put up my 70 Hz pressure activated diaphragmatic absorbers today. They were supposed to come yesterday. They came first thing this morning.
Good morning.
Hey, 10th. Wow. I don't know if you can hear the compressor running, the generator running in the background. Like a few minutes ago, some guy tried to steal power cables by a transformer, and let's just say he had a shocking experience.
Oh, will he be charged with any crime?
Did he electrocute himself?
Yeah, actually electrocuted himself totally. He's burnt to a crisp.
There's a name for it. If you accidentally electrocute yourself and you're working on something, well, at least what we used to call it was a pisser. Got electrocuted.
Amazing. Must be early. You missed my pun.
I did miss your pun. I don't think I did actually.
I said, will he be charged with any crime?
No, I didn't miss your pun.
Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, 10th.
Oh, I'm just thinking.
Well, at the very least, he could be charged with a fine. Yes.
I was thinking about Tim Osman and his statement. It must have many repercussions by now, right?
Nobody claims that the horizon is Earth curve.
Yeah, so all those sunsets that we see,
Nobody claims the horizon is Earth curve.
all the buildings and boats that disappear bottom up.
Nobody claims the horizon is Earth curve.
It's beautiful. So he's on our side, perspective now. It's
Yeah.
optical.
Yeah, Black Swan, baby. It would have been better if
I
he
love
understood that before he got here, because he wouldn't have made such an overt declaration that the horizon isn't Earth curve, given that that's the fundamental basis of their religion.
Beautiful thing when they come to realize it.
Well, it's apparent that it's real.
Hearing,
It
but not
definitely
actual.
is.
Non-physical.
Yeah, you can't stick a flag into it.
No.
So there goes their poles.
Yeah, that with the Mr. Sensible, you can't stick a flag in it. It's like, well, you have stuck a flag in it. You've marked it as an X, called it a tangent point, and derived R from it. You've very much stuck a flag in it. Into its physicality, tangent point to derive R. So yeah, you need to be able to see where that is.
What do you think it's going to hit them soon? What they just admitted to?
I don't know. It just what did strike me was that when you look at the stuff from the 70s, which is mostly, or at least the stuff that's still around, is mostly controlled up narrative, flat Earth society, things like that. But it just struck me that even with the billboards and stuff that were coming out back then, see DITRH channel for more info, they didn't have a silver bullet. There was no flat Earth silver bullet. Now there is.
Well, they will not come to grips with this reality. They will not. They'll just figure out a way that what they thought previous was wrong, but it's still a ball to cement.
Yeah, like a cum virus says when he's in the chats. It's like he'll nod along. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. The horizon's not physical. Yeah, I get it. Black Swan shows it's not physical. Yeah. But it's still a ball, is his declaration at the end of all that. They know. They've seen what happens to people who recognise their reality. That's us. And they know what happens to us. So they don't want that. So they're going to try and avoid it at all costs. That's the only reason they're here. To prove us wrong. And they're losing.
Yeah, I think Virus has shown that he comes here for levity, fun, to have fun. He jokes around. He doesn't want to say he's here really for the real reason.
Well, he acknowledges all the arguments. And in some instances, when you put him on the spot, it's one of the reasons I quite like him. He actually does have a reasonable idea what the arguments are. And, can at least parrot them back. If you ask him what Coriolis is, well, I did recently, and he gave a reasonable explanation of what Coriolis actually was, and then nodded along to a certain degree whilst talking through everything about how we've debunked it, but at the end of it just says, yeah, well, it's still spinning, it's conservation of angular momentum. It's like, so he just takes you around in a circle. It's like, we've just shown you how it isn't that, though. Yeah, but it is still that, though. It's like, no, that's just what they still argue in the face of us pointing out how it's wrong and why it's wrong and how it doesn't manifest in reality.
Well, he does that, but he does it under the cloak of a joke or laughter or just a good time. He doesn't want to let out his real feelings that this is seriously bothering him.
Yeah, none of them do. They come and project it onto us. Call us cultists and things. It's like, we're exposing how the globe is a cult, a religious belief, a philosophy that's been reified. Go on.
Yeah, it took forever for Rumpus to admit the Earth is rotating.
To admit what?
To admit that the Earth was rotating.
Oh yeah, it took him a while to actually concede to that because there's no demonstrable evidence that that's the case. And as soon as it gets to us actually pinning the opponent down on their claim that Earth is supposed to be spinning, shocking, really, because that's, again, the fundamental principle of heliocentrism is that Earth's supposed to be spinning. But yet when it comes to us trying to tie them down on the argument, they don't want to admit it because they know we can prove it wrong. So they'd much rather deny it and say, well, how would you expect to see deviation? It's not our claim. We don't expect to see deviation. You do. You just tell us how you don't, because we don't, and we point out how you don't see Earth drifting or Earth turning underneath stuff not attached. So you'd rather take that standpoint, because that's the winning side, isn't it? There being no 15 degrees an hour drift is the winning side, because it doesn't happen. So the Globers would rather take that side, even though that's our side. Yeah, there's no drift. There's no 15 degrees an hour. Foucault was wrong. He's just lying. There is no deviation as Earth turns underneath stuff not attached. If there was, we'd notice. Well, that's the end of their argument. So they say, we wouldn't expect to see any drift. What, the 15 degrees an hour turn of the Earth that you claimed we see, you wouldn't expect to see. Okay, yeah, we know. Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live. There's also a PayPal, Patreon, and crypto link in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and Twitter. One last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now, we are joined by 10th Man, Elijah, Flatzoid, Neil, Paul, and a whole bunch of people in Discord. Oh, we got Chocolate saying as well. Welcome,
Good
one
morning.
and all.
Tumela.
Good morning,
from New York. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Chocolate. It's very loud, your chocolate, Mike. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge horizon? I'm being rumpus by 10th and Chocolate. Let's try that again. And now Arwin's joining. Let's just get a few people into the hangout before I start housekeeping. Hello, Arwin.
Hello.
Goedemorgen, Owen.
Morning. Right, let's try that one more time. Any evidence of a physical geometric... Who's got their mic wide open in G+? Arwin and 10th. Fourth time's a charm. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge horizon formerly known as the curve of the Earth?
Not the
I
10th
thought-
man's mic.
I thought the horizon isn't the curve.
Nobody claims the curvature of the Earth has
gonna
anything
say.
to do with horizon.
It's on screen right now,
What do you
Chocolate.
mean by that, Nathan?
You can see it in the hangout now, Chocolate. This just wasn't as well timed when Tim Osman was actually on the show. But there it is for all to see. It's marked with an X, labelled horizon, and is a tangent point based on an assumption that the Earth has a spherical surface beneath your feet. Their horizon, you can see it here with the word horizon written next to it, is their claim of the physical obstruction tangent point that blocks things in the distance. That is very much their claim.
Can I ask you, Nathan, where did you get this graphic? Where did that come
Metabunk.
from? Your
Mick
source?
West's Metabunk. It's the same as any of them, though. It wouldn't matter which one you went to. GitHub or what's the other one that's about? Walter Bislin. They're all the same.
Right. So you didn't create this. This is someone else's source describing what the horizon is, right?
Yeah, this is what was used for about 3 straight years to claim they could prove that we saw Earth curvature in imagery by way of a physically reified geometric sphere edge horizon, which they now tell us, and I quote Tim Osman, nobody claims the horizon is Earth curve. There it is on screen. Yeah, you do. It's absolutely a necessity for your globe Earth reification fallacy to assert that the horizon is Earth curve. It just isn't. It's a non-physical, non-tangible point that changes with weather. And the Black Swan has demonstrated that it is beyond the physical geometric capabilities of a sphere. We're not on a sphere. Earth is flat. Any evidence of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
What? But there's no proof of that.
But
It's just
stars
spinning.
move.
You just have to think about it. And yeah, there's no things that actually happen because of that, of course, because everything moves in lockstep so that you can never see if anything is moving.
Well,
But you just got to accept that it's moving.
well, Owen, they can't claim lockstep if they claim Earth effect.
Or drift, Coriolis effect?
No, but there's no proof of any of that. Just look outside. It's all moving in lockstep. You just got to accept it's rotating and don't draw out all these motion-related effects and all that. Come on.
Well, no, their claim is that we have 15 degrees an hour drift. It's called Coriolis effect. It's a well-established part of the heliocentric rhetoric to claim that Earth turns underneath things not attached. They claim it's the cause of the sun rising and setting, Earth turning underneath. That's Coriolis effect. They absolutely claim it. The fact that at trench level they'll put arguments, rendition of we wouldn't expect to see any drift, they're moving together. Well, yeah, you would. You'd expect to see 15 degrees an hour turn of the Earth as a Coriolis deviation, and that is precisely what the globe claims. It just doesn't happen, hence they come in here and tell us just how much it doesn't happen, and how we wouldn't expect to see it. That would be Coriolis drift, the thing they claim.
Nah, they just don't
Hello,
understand
Nathan.
it.
Hello, everyone.
Hello?
I had a question regarding the pendulum.
Go ahead.
Wouldn't the pendulum precess at 15 degrees an hour only at the North Pole? I mean, if it's at the equator, wouldn't it be different?
No. Not according to Foucault's claim, no. You'd get a varying type of drift. The rate would change depending on your latitude according to them. But to be perfectly brutal, their claim is that it does drift. Regardless, we say it's nonsense, so we don't have to justify why and how. They do. But they can. I'm not going to go into the detail. It's not my claim. But yes, they absolutely claim that you'll have a varying rate depending on latitude. But that's not the point. Rate of what? Well, rate of the drift that we see. So the spin of the Earth, the claim, has a differing velocity depending on where you are. But the overall degrees per hour doesn't change. It's always 15 degrees. That's the rate that Earth's claimed to be turning. And the drift it induces is claimed to be shown by them in a Foucault pendulum. Now, beyond that, I don't care what it should or shouldn't do, depending on its position, to debunk it. I'd like to take it as read. Okay, you claim Earth turns under the pendulum at 15 degrees an hour. That is their claim. Therefore, Earth turns underneath at 15 degrees an hour. That's exactly what has just been stated. Well, if Earth turns underneath at 15 degrees an hour to cause Coriolis effect as we turn underneath, then helicopters, drones, hot air balloons, or anything else that leaves a claim to be spinning Earth would drift at 15 degrees an hour. This is exampled by people like Neil deGrasse Tyson when he says a football drifted because Earth turns underneath it from the stands as you observe it to score a field goal. Once the football has gone through the goal, once the goal's been made, he's tweeting out about how drift caused that. That would be Earth turning underneath precisely as per their claim. So while I appreciate that you want to hear, well, how is it that the pendulum might work differently? Because as far as I'm concerned, if it's going to swing around and around at 15 degrees an hour rate of drift, it's got to be at the North Pole. Well, feel free to argue that. But as I say, that's their claim. I'll take it as read. You say there's drift. Because there isn't. So who cares how they claim the pendulum or gyroscope or anything else for that matter works? Their claim is that we have 15 degrees an hour of Coriolis drift. So I'll hold them to that. Right, so 15 degrees an hour drift, we don't see it. I don't care if you say the pendulum demonstrates it. We'd see it in other things. It would be obvious.
I'm sorry, I completely agree. But I agree with regards to the gyroscope that would precess at 15 degrees an hour anywhere. However, the pendulum simply swings back and forth. So how in the hell are they claiming it will precess at 15 degrees an hour anywhere else but the North Pole? That was my question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't precess is the first answer. No pendulum precesses. Their inherent motion is back and forth only. Now, the appearance of it drifting, it seeming to drift, is an effect induced by Earth's claim to be turning underneath it. So they're saying the reason it knocks over the dominoes isn't because pendulums spin. They don't. They swing back and forth. But it seems to be swinging round and round because Earth is claimed to turn underneath it. That's what they claim. So according to that pendulum, Earth's turning underneath stuff. Right, okay. Well, no, it isn't. Helicopters would fly away from you at 1,000 miles an hour on the equator. So would a drone. You'd launch it and it would drift away at 1,000 miles an hour on the equator. Well, that doesn't happen. So there is no drift. It's absurd. The drone filming Neil deGrasse Tyson's game would have Earth turning underneath it as it filmed what he claims is a ball drifting through the goal. Well, so would the drone as it filmed it, because the drone's not attached either. Or the blimp that's filming the game. That would drift. That would have to concern itself with the fact that Earth's turning underneath it at 15 degrees an hour, and it doesn't. Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Well, hold on.
Oh, go on,
Nathan, before you move on. You said 15 degrees an hour. He was talking about it would be only 15 degrees an hour at the equator, or I'm sorry, at the North Pole or whatever. There's a velocity, and then there's the degrees per hour. So it would still be 15 degrees an hour. I'm sorry, obviously begging the question here. The 15 degrees an hour would be the same at the equator as well as at the North Pole. No matter where you're at, it's 15 degrees an hour. But the velocity of the rotation at different so-called latitudes would be faster or slower, right?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Well, I was just saying the fact that the mechanics of how a pendulum works and how a gyroscope works, because a gyroscope it has the property of rigidity in space, so it would, in theory, if the Earth was spinning, show a 15 degree per hour anywhere. However, the mechanics of a pendulum are different from a gyroscope, whereby it's simply swinging back and forth, and it's claimed that the Earth is spinning underneath. So, to get a rotation on a pendulum, the Earth would have to be spinning. I mean, you'd have to be at the North Pole to get that effect, wouldn't you? I could be wrong. I'm just
right or wrong. It's an interesting entryway into how the argument should flow. So if you want to have this discussion with a baller, the way it would work is you would query how the rate changes depending on latitude as Earth turns underneath, obviously reiterating that particular detail which is their specific claim, and then have the baller tell you how Earth turns underneath the pendulum at different rates and justify it. And then as soon as you've got them to explain it to you, and hopefully you'll understand based on their explanation, say, okay, so Earth is claimed to be turning underneath at 15 degrees an hour then, according to the pendulum and your justification for its different latitude positions and rates. Well, if Earth's turning underneath a pendulum at 15 degrees an hour, then it's turning underneath helicopters, aeroplanes, hot air balloons, drones, footballs, snipers' bullets, and we do not see that effect. So it's always useful to have a little bit of a apprehension about how their claim works, so long as you bear in mind that you need to tie them down to their actual claim, because typically they'll say, oh no, nothing's drifting, there's no deviation at all, they're moving together. Well, that would fly in the face of their claim that the Coriolis effect is demonstrated by a pendulum, regardless of how they claim it's being proven, or how wrong it is. The claim is 15 degrees an hour drift. Tie them down on that, and then hold them to it, and give them a million examples of how we don't see it. Nothing's drifting away from us. And watch how they very quickly say, we wouldn't expect to see drift, given that they've just detailed how a pendulum drifts, and why, and where, and how it drifts with Earth moving underneath it, only to later deny it because we don't observe it.
almost that same okie doke that they do with the gas pressure, right? We ask about how do we have gas pressure, and they'll talk about, oh, we have gas pressure gradients. Like, well, you need the gas pressure first, right, before the gradients. So it's the same thing they do with the Coriolis. Some of them, they'll take you to, oh, well, this is supposed to be deviating this way, and because of this latitude or whatever. And it's like, well, you have to prove that there's actually any drift anyway before we talk about which way things are supposed to be deviating. So it's just non sequitur. It's ridiculous.
Well, do we see airplanes having to increase speed or decrease speed when flying different rates of Earth?
Nope.
And according to them, you have to do this to have the Coriolis or the Atlas effect.
Any more on
The
Coriolis?
funniest thing is they'll avoid it at all costs with the airplanes, but something that's attached to the to the non-inertial reference frame, like the pendulum, that shows deviation. I mean, it's so ridiculous.
Well, they throw reference frames away because they know if they have to argue for reference frames, they have to try and prove it.
Shout out to Alexander for the super chat. Yeah, thumbs up. Thank you very much. Any evidence of the distance to the sun? Hello? Any evidence of the distance to the sun?
Ballers.
Hello?
No evidence for that.
No one want to claim
Where is
Kepler?
the sun?
No, at the moment, I'll do an Arwin. I can't see it. It's behind clouds. Therefore, no distance. As we spoke about it earlier, any evidence that you can have gas pressure without a container?
Impossible.
No, because to order to have your volume, you need containment.
Right, can't have volume without a container.
That would debunk the definition of gas pressure.
What, their claim that we have a sky vacuum and their justification for why the gas isn't filling it would violate a second law of thermodynamics.
Well, if you could have gas pressure without a container, that would debunk the definition of gas pressure being that it's the force that it's exerted by the gas that pushes on the walls of its container. So that if you could show that, that would mean that definition means nothing.
On Commander Small, feel free.
You said the gas pressure is it bumping off the container. It's any other surface. It doesn't matter if it's a container or not.
Can you show us that?
And I've got something to say about that once he does.
So like if a fan or something blows on your face,
it's a differential. That's a gas pressure differential. Where'd you get the gas pressure in
but
the first place?
But is it a gas pressure?
The gas pressure differential. So you had gas pressure, then you turned the fan on. There's already existing gas pressure before you turn the fan on. Mate, I'm replying to you. Why are you talking through me? You've been on in this conversation for about 10 seconds. I'm replying. That means shut up.
You need to be getting angry.
It means you're talking through me while I'm replying. Yeah, I'm getting angry. If you keep doing it, I'll start shouting at you. Don't talk through me. Simple. While I reply, listen. You have created a gas pressure differential in existing gas pressure that was already there before you turned the fan on. So there was already gas pressure. Where did you get that from without a container?
I never said, there had to be a container. It's not, again, you've still got gas pressure if you turn a fan on. You've still got pressure, still got a force applied on a certain area. But it's not bouncing off the walls. If it's container in that situation, it's bouncing off the or any other surface.
Oh, really? So the pre-existing gas isn't bouncing off the walls of a container. Can you show us that, please? Sorry, mate. Again, I am talking.
Yeah,
shut up! I heard.
Don't shout.
I heard
Fucking
you
old woman.
reiterate your point. I'm going to remove you if you can't be tolerable. I'm going to try again and reply to you with the same exact thing I've already said, which is to say,
It's incorrect. What you're saying is
yeah,
incorrect.
bye-bye, get lost, you're a dick. Don't talk through me. It's just that simple, right? I'm trying to explain that you already had gas pressure before you introduced your fan. It was already there. And according to you, it doesn't need containment. And I'm asking, can you show that? That would be the pre-existing gas pressure without a container. Not a pre-existing gas pressure that you create a differential in. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do understand that, but that wasn't my point, was it?
No, it was my point. You can't have gas pressure without a container, and you said you can. If I take pre-existing gas pressure and introduce a fan, then I've got a gas pressure without a container. No, you've got a gas pressure differential created in existing gas pressure, and we want to see that without containment.
You interrupted me, Nathan.
I'll do what I like. This is my show. Do you understand? Yeah, I'll interrupt you whenever I damn well please. You, on the other hand, will do as you're damn well told, or you'll get out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm in charge, dickhead. Yeah, I'll talk through you and point out for the third time that you've got pre-existing gas pressure in your example, and I'd like to see that gas pressure without containment. Can you do that?
It said there doesn't have to be containment, but...
Yeah, there does have to be containment. It's the definition of gas pressure. A hand wave dismissal's not going to cut it, mate. Just saying no, you don't need it. That's not a demonstration of gas pressure without a container.
Okay, can I just ask what your position is on the definition of gas pressure? What is it?
The force it exerts on the walls of its container.
Or any other surface. I think that's what...
Oh, sorry, do you want to cite that? Citation, please.
Yeah, go on. Okay, I'll put it in there.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, can I intervene here?
I just want Commander Small to give us a citation based on his claim that he's just made.
I think what Smith is trying to say is like blowing on your hand, you know?
I know what he's
Going
trying to
like
say,
that,
Flat Earth Egypt. I'm trying to talk to him. Thank you.
it's a
Flat
pace.
Earth Egypt, thank you. Thank you. So-
sorry, Nathan, when you're done with him, can I ask him a question?
I'm not done with him.
No, I said when you're done with him.
So, citation, please.
You're not done with me. Would you? I'm just getting the citation.
So where's the citation from? Where are you getting it from?
What I want to say is that it's going to dissipate instantly. That pressure
Don't
he's talking about.
reassert your claim. God, my God. Sorry, Flat Earth Egypt. I'm trying to talk to somebody else. It's the second time. So where's your citation coming from?
Get me now.
Citation, where's it coming from?
Just getting it now, Nathan.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask that. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from?
Are you talking about the definition, or are you talking about...
The citation that you just said you were going to get. Third time. Where's it coming from?
I haven't got it yet, have I?
So you're telling me you've just made that up then? You're going to now, after the fact, after making up this nonsense, go away and look for it? What an outrage. So Paul has got a definition of gas pressure on screen. And yet you haven't, but you're telling us all about gas pressure and how it behaves. Yeah, dickhead. You don't have a citation. You've just made that up.
No, I've not made that up. No.
So you've got a citation or you need to go and look it up?
No, I'm just going to try and find that citation.
Try and find? So you haven't got. So you're not citing it, you've made it up.
It exists. Just because I don't have it doesn't mean it...
Yeah, it means you haven't got it. That's exactly what it means. It means you've made it up. That's what it means, you stupid idiot.
I mean, Nathan, stop shouting. You...
I will do what I like. You have made up some crap that flies in the face of the definition of what gas pressure actually is. That is on screen for my audience. When asked for you to cite the crap you made up, you said I'll have to go and look for it. So you've made it up.
Right, do you want it yet?
Sorry, mutter, mutter, mumble, mumble. You just made it up.
I didn't make it up, did I? Because
Oh, really? Where's it coming from then? Where's this cited source? Who was it that said this originally? Who wrote it down? Where's it published? Have you got that information? Or do you need to go and look it up? You bunch of bullshitting idiots. All you are is a bunch of bullshitting wankers. All you can do is make crap up to try and get around what we define, which is on screen, I might add, from Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, you have to make up crap to get around the fact that you've got a fundy belief in a sky vacuum. All you can do is make up crap.
Okay, hang on.
Where's the citation? Go and get it, you dick!
Please.
Don't laugh! You've just made up a load of crap and caused me to get very angry. I've had to point out that your definition, which you made up, stands in violation of the definition on screen and any definition of what gas pressure is. You've made it up! That's an outrage, you pretender clown dick!
It's any other surface.
What, are you just going to repeat your bullshit claim that you made up without citation? No, mate! You stop making stuff up on my show.
I'm not making stuff up.
Oh, right, so it's cited from...
I get it now. Give me a second.
So it's cited from where?
I get it now.
No, you haven't got it. Getting it, future tense, means you haven't got it. You pathetic little twat. You don't have a citation. You just made it up, and you're going to go and attempt to back up the crap you made up after the fact.
No, I have it somewhere. Just give me a second.
Oh, you have it? Where is it from?
Just give me a second.
No, where's it from? Last chance and they're going to kick you out.
Let me just find it, Nathan.
Go and find it? No, you can fuck off. Get out of my show. You haven't got it. You've made it up. That's the definition of making shit up. Saying I've got a citation, I'll go and get it. I'll go and look for it. And then not being able to tell me where it came from in the first place. Yeah, that's just lying. Sick of it. Lying scumbag, fundy zealot believers in a globe who come in and just make up crap because they've got a fundy belief in a sky vacuum that stands in direct violation of the definition of what gas pressure actually is. That would be the force it exerts on the walls of its container. Not any surface. No, because it would expand in all directions to fill the availability of volume it had. Not any surface. That's just crap that some ball-believing fundy made up. Feel free, Paul.
I was going to say my source is from chemistry, elmhurst.edu. So it's a school website. I'm not sure if it's a college or university or a high school or something, but it's probably from a reputable institution.
Can you read out your highlighted line, please?
Okay, hang on a second. Of course, everybody's screaming in the background. Pressure is the force exerted by the substance per unit area on another surface. This is the pressure of gas is the force that the gas exerts on the walls of the container. And it gives an example. When you blow an air balloon into an air balloon or into the balloon expands because the pressure of air molecules is greater than the inside of the balloon than the outside. Pressure is a property that determines the duration of which mass flows. I'm not sure about. I should probably do that. The last one I'm not sure about, but there you go.
Thank you. It makes it very specifically clear. The force exerted on the walls of the container, example, balloon. A container. Not one surface of a balloon. You can't blow on one side of a balloon and expect gas pressure to form. What about if I put a fan next to one side of a balloon? I cut a balloon right down the centre, so I've got one side of it. If I blow it with a balloon, will it maintain gas pressure? No! It will expand to fill the volume. And if the balloon hasn't got a volume to fill, it's not going to fill it. Not one surface required, containment required. The only problem with that is that you fundies who believe you're on a globe have got a sky vacuum. You call it outer space. A space for the gas to fill. And fill it must. It's called entropy. The fact that we're not having gas expand into the vacuum of the sky simply proves beyond all certitude that we don't have a vacuum of the sky. Space is fake. There is no sky vacuum.
Sorry, what is volume?
In this instance, the area of the containment for the gas.
You know?
So to have a volume of something, you need containment.
Yeah. To have gas pressure filling it.
So they have volume of gas, pressure, so obviously they have containment.
Without the container, there can be no pressure. Any more on gas pressure? Thank you, Paul.
Oh, I got one more thing before you move on. Sorry, I had to step away for just a quick second. Remember, we talked about this yesterday, there's also a function of time. So yes, you may have, if I blow something, you might have pressure for just a few seconds, but over time, that pressure will dissipate unless something is holding it, right? It's a function of time as well. Don't forget that.
Sure.
Can I comment on that last caller?
Feel free.
He came in saying on the question about can you have gas pressure without containment? He said yes. You said please show it. He said turn on the fan. You said where'd you get the gas in the first place? That's a differential you're talking about. That's about it, right? As a summary?
Good summary.
Okay, so here's the problem with the baller. He walks into a room that has air. And you ask him, how did the air get there and why is it at 14.7? He says, here, I'll show you. Let me turn on the fan. Can't they see how stupid this is?
Yeah, very stupid.
Amazing.
And upon defeat, all they can do is reassert the same claim 6 more times through you while you demolish it. Very irritating. Any evidence of the R value? Earth radius?
Black Swan, no way.
Mage. Hey Nathan, hey everybody.
Hey Brian.
What's up, Brian?
Not really.
Hey.
Right. Hey lads.
What is this radius you speak of?
The Arbinon here.
Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of said presupposed spherical Earth?
No evidence on a presupposition of what a globe is. Since we don't live on a globe, it doesn't matter.
Why do they always have to presuppose something to be able to make something?
Because they don't have any evidence of it in physicality, so an assumption is all they can do. Any scientific evidence of gravity?
No scientific evidence.
No positive hypothesis.
What's gravity again? Don't they have to define it first?
According to Einsteinian gravity, it's the uneven distribution of mass causing the bending of space-time.
Can they show us bending time?
Time's just a concept. The reification into it bending is just nonsense. You can't travel through it, you can't bend it, you can't stand on it. Time's just a concept.
Did that with one of my coworkers yesterday. I asked him, is space physical? He said, no. I said, is time physical? He said, no. So then how can space-time bend? He just looked at me. He's like, well, that's ridiculous. I said, yeah, I know. That's what the current mainstream nonsense of gravity is. So every time you tell me gravity, that's what you're telling me. He just walked away from me.
How dare you? How dare you know more than him about his ball belief?
Basically, yep. It's like the 6th time he's walked away from me. It's great.
And if time can cause something, it causes everything, because everything exists in that time concept. So I don't know if I came out right. That was not eloquent enough, I don't think.
I thought Chocolate had a good one. It's the 6th time he walked away from time.
Yeah.
I picture
that's from-
I picture Chocolate sat on like a little podium with like his both his
Hold on,
legs
sorry.
crossed in on each other.
Hold on.
I'll talk to you when you finish.
We got half a background
So you're
conversation
saying
going on.
you're saying
my
it's the
bad.
6th time he got bent out of shape?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Elijah, that was awesome.
We move on from gravity. More for any more?
Whatever that is, sure.
Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics?
Nah.
Yo.
Hey, Nathan.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I got unmuted. I was actually talking to myself. Yo, good to see you guys.
Very good to have
What
you.
up, Nate?
What's up, brother? Nice to see you, Nathan.
Hello.
What haven't we had? Any single viable hypothesis from any of the fields of astronomy, cosmology, or astrophysics? Have we had that?
Yeah, you just did that. And no.
I think that's it. Have we covered all the housekeeping questions?
I can tell you what we haven't had. Any
What?
evidence for a globe whatsoever.
Is this globe you speak of?
It's a space monkey ball hanging, dangling in a space.
Mamma mia.
Hold on. Go ahead, Redman.
Was
Redman? I think you're breaking up. You want to drop and rejoin, Redman? You're breaking up. Do you feel like I've missed a housekeeping question? No, I haven't, have I? I've covered them all.
We done molten iron core.
Listen
Yeah, I
to
did
the
the
song.
Molten Iron Core. I have, I've
we
done
did
them all.
that. Did that.
How are you, Adam?
Yeah, not bad, guys. Sorry, I've been been listening to that short attack, but yeah. Are you sure?
Sure of what?
Molten iron core? I thought that was the.
I could just hear you mumbling away about Molten Iron Cores. Am I sure
You
there's
know
not...
what? I thought it had this, but either way, no evidence.
Well, isn't that nice? I'll kick this commander guy out and he's come back in. What do you want, Commander? I've already kicked you out once.
I found the citation.
Go ahead. Let's post it in the live stream, someone will pick it up.
I was just if you were going to calculate gas pressure, how would you do it, Nathan? How would you do it?
Sorry, do you want to just give us a citation that you said you'd got?
No, I want to know how you would calculate.
Right, then I'll
gas
kick you out
pressure.
again. You've got one last chance to give us
You
your
kick me out
citation,
all
then
you
I'll kick
want,
you
but
out.
doesn't
Last
get
chance.
like that.
Last
how
chance.
You calculate? Fine, I will
Last
tell you my citation.
chance.
I will tell you my citation. Here we go. All right, gas pressure or any pressure.
Where's the
is the force
citation
applied
from?
on a certain
Post
area.
it. Are you dumb? Are you thick?
You're asking me for a citation.
Yes, so post it in live stream so we can read it with you and check you're not just making it up on the spot. We need to see where it's come from. We need it posted so we can read it. See if you're actually reading off the citation or just making it up as you go along again.
There you go. I've just posted it.
Thank you. Wait for a second. Can somebody in Google pick up the citation? Just give us a minute.
Put it in.
Yeah.
What do you want me to? I'll put it in live stream.
Thank you.
Can you read for me what that says when it's saying calculating
Just give
gas
us a
pressure?
second. Can someone in Google pick up the citation for us, please? Any volunteers?
I put it in Master B.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Master
I'll read it out for you.
No, you don't get it, do you? You're deaf.
Relax, homie.
Relax. What I'm trying to explain to you is, given the fact that you've just made up a load of crap and then said you've had to go out and look for it, we don't trust you and want to read it as you read it.
This is from NASA. This is you like NASA, don't?
Oh, yeah, we've seen the NASA one.
So what does the NASA one say? You must know what it says.
Okay.
So this is a source. It's not a.
Just read the
citation.
top. Just read the top half.
And
please.
I already see problems with it.
No, it's okay. Let's
It's already-
just give him what he wants. So I'll just read this little bit below this diagram here. It says pressure force
No, I'd
acts
like- no, I
perpendicular.
get my
Why are
citation.
you
I would like my
talking
citation.
through me?
Because you're citing.
Why are you talking through me?
Because you're citing the wrong thing.
Right, I've just put on screen what you presented.
No, that's not what I presented at all.
So you just said you had a citation from NASA. We've got it.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me I'm not reading the right bit. That's why we like to have them on screen.
No.
No.
You're
So
not.
I'm not being allowed to read out the citation you've finally given us. Yeah, I will. I'll read this specific bit here that says pressure force acts perpendicular to enclosing surfaces.
Okay.
Okay! So you need a container then? Something with enclosing surfaces then?
No.
Yeah! It's on your citation, you stupid boy!
Yeah, no, but that was...
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's on your citation, you stupid boy!
Oh, no, listen.
Yeah! It's there on screen for the audience. Pressure force acts perpendicular to enclosing surfaces.
Nathan.
Yeah, you say my name, you fundy bitch. This citation backs us.
Listen.
No.
It's literally the first thing you see. And
It's massive. It's on screen for my audience.
Of a fucking container.
That means...
Bro,
I've read this.
Are you
I've been
alright?
reading through this. I've been reading through this whole thing. The whole thing, anyway, stipulates containment. You cannot have pressure without containment, from top to bottom.
That says pressure is a
It even
force
has a
applied...
Why are you talking?
As a diagram.
That's it. That's literally my citation.
Yeah, and your citation makes it absolutely explicitly clear that containment's required. You stupid idiot.
No, my citation
we're asking you, how do you have gas pressure without a container, and you give us something that's got a container in it,
All you need is a force applied on a certain area. That's it.
Dude. Can you hear me? You realize your source here has a container in it, depicted right there, like top of the page.
Yes. So,
right. Do you understand how that backs us and not you?
Does that mean you need a physical container?
Well, it's on the citation you gave us. You tell us it's on your citation. Yeah, you do need a container. It's the necessary antecedent. Hence, it's in their example, mate.
You have to let me finish, Nathan.
Can I ask
Yeah,
him a
so can you
question?
find on that citation where it says that you have to have a container in order for gas pressure to exist?
Yeah,
Can you
there's a
find-
great big picture of it with a detailed, highlighted black wording that specifically says enclosed surfaces on it, with a picture, with pressure written on it. It couldn't be any more bloody clear.
Where does it say you have to have...
Oh, sorry, so it must say you must have this next to the picture of what you must have in their example. It's got to specifically say, you're wrong, I'm right, has it? It's your citation. You tell us.
Yes, I know it is, and you're getting it wrong, Nathan.
Oh, I'm getting it wrong, am I? I'll read it again for this dick that doesn't understand English. Pressure acts perpendicular to enclosing surfaces. Am I misinterpreting that?
No, what are you misinterpreting?
No, I'm not misinterpreting. I'm not missing anything. Gas pressure requires containment. As per our citation, and as I said to you, any citation that details gas pressure, this one definitely doesn't say it's only pressing on one surface.
Nathan, can you let me speak?
Can you suck on my balls?
The reason...
Can you suck on my balls, please? Can you do that for me?
Are you going to let me speak?
Can you suck on my balls?
No, not really.
All right, no, you can't speak. No, you've just given us a citation that you were hesitant to actually post for us to look at. And what do you know? It's NASA with a massive picture of a containment. And the boldest, blackest type on the screen says pressure acts perpendicular to enclosing surfaces. So it's pretty clear what this citation's telling us. It's got a picture of a container.
Listen, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Oh, laugh it up. You don't care?
Realize...
So can I ask him a question?
You just debunked
I'm
yourself,
laughing
guy.
and you get angry,
Do you
by the way.
understand
That's
that?
why I'm laughing, because it's so...
But buddy,
it's big for you, isn't it?
buddy, you're laughing and it just makes you look silly. Do you realize you debunked yourself with this citation? Not even a citation, it's a source. But
No,
whatever.
my point... This citation specifically, or my evidence, or the claim that you don't need a physical...
Yeah, but your evidence is
physical
clearly
container for-
debunked with your diagram of a container with the words
No,
underneath
wait,
it saying pressure force acts as perpendicular to enclosing
surfaces. That would mean container. You literally got a diagram of a container in your reference trying to show us how you can have gas pressure without a container.
In that citation at all that I gave from NASA.
No worries.
Does it say anywhere? Hang on. Does it say anywhere in that diagram that there has to be a physical container for gas pressure to exist? That's all I want to know.
Yes, it does. Can I respond? Hello? Can I respond?
Yeah, you can, yeah. It's nice when you let other people respond, isn't it, Nathan?
Random motion frequently collide with each other and with the walls of any...
And with the wall.
Why are you talking through me? You've just asked me, does it specifically say it needs a container? I'm reading it out and you're talking through me. I'll try again. It's nice when I get to talk without some fundy wanker interrupting me constantly when I'm answering his question that debunks his own assertion. Yeah, it does say container. Are you going to let me read it, or are you going to fundy mute your own citation being read out?
I'll tell you what.
No, you won't tell me anything. I'll read what it says. Collide with each other and with the walls of any container.
Okay, so what you've read me there, Nathan,
is that it needs a container. That's what I've just read you. Does it have anything specific that says it needs a container? Yes, it does. I've just read it out, debunking you again.
What you read there, I'll read. You know, I'll read out what you just read because
I've just read it, mate. And it specifically says that they collide with each other and the walls of any container.
And you're missing that and part.
Yeah, so and not or the walls of a container. And do you not know what and means? It's an inclusive term.
Say anywhere that you.
It's an inclusive term, and mate. Not or the walls of a container. And inclusive, dickhead.
And.
Yeah, and. That's an inclusive term. Not or. Not either. And. That means including, you stupid boy.
No, you've just said it, Nathan. You've just said it.
What, that it needs a container? Yeah, I know I've just said it. I've said it multiple times. You've said the opposite and you failed to prove that containment isn't required. Now that you have demanded that I prove things in your citation, you tell me where it specifically says a container is not required. Where does it say that?
That's your fucking claim, is
Don't swear at me. Only I swear here.
That's your claim.
My claim? What? That the sky is a vacuum? Violating second law of thermodynamics? Violating the definition of containment needed for gas pressure? That's not my claim. That's me debunking the sky vacuum, you idiot. Laugh it up, you fundy moron. Where in your citation does it say no container is needed for gas pressure? Where?
Nathan.
Don't spout my name at me. Where in your citation does it say no container is needed?
Nathan, can I...
Where in your citation does it say a container is not required?
It's not my claim.
Oh, is it not? You said you only need one surface to achieve gas pressure. That is your claim. The thing you made up?
My claim? No, my claim. My claim.
My claim, I'm a stuttering bitch. That's what your claim is. Don't say my claim, my claim, my claim. I've heard it. You said only one surface required. Now, I want to know on this citation where it specifically details no containment is required.
You call it a show. It's just a fucking YouTube.
Sorry, are you criticising the show? Now you're getting absolutely annihilated.
No, I'm not getting annihilated at all.
Yeah, you are. I've asked you 6 times. Where in your citation does it say no containment is required, only a single surface as you made up?
Never said it does.
Oh, you didn't? Now you're a liar. This is recorded and broadcast live.
Really?
Are you a lying piece of crap?
I'm not a liar, Nathan.
Oh, so you didn't say only one surface is required, no containment isn't needed. You didn't say that, you liar.
Listen.
Bro, you started talking as I cited the definition of gas pressure, and you tried to correct me and told me, does it require a container, only a surface? That's how you started this out. You're really going to end this with lying your face off? Really?
You said any evidence of gas pressure or container.
Are you kidding?
And you said, no, impossible. I said, not really, because pressure is just a force applied in a certain area. So
No, it's not. It's a force on the walls of a container. Do you need me to read your own citation again?
Nathan, I did put in Master
how do you
V
calculate
where
pressure?
he's trying
Why
to
is he
state
asking
it,
me?
but it states containment.
Sorry, Flatside, please. So, where in your citation does it say no containment required?
Yeah, you might, Nathan. Shut up.
Did you just tell me to shut up? Where in your citation does it say no containment required?
That's your claim.
My claim? What, that no containment's required to have a sky vacuum? That's my claim, is it? No, you stupid boy. That's your globe head claim that we've got outer space a sky vacuum without containment. That's your claim. Not mine, you stupid boy.
No, it is your claim, Nathan.
Oh, really? I claim sky vacuum without containment, do I? No. That's very much a globe claim that we debunk. By definition, gas pressure requires containment.
All right, please let me speak. Okay, your claim is that you can't have gas pressure without a container.
Yeah, and as per your citation, that's absolutely the case, unless you can show otherwise. Where in your citation does it say, no containers needed?
Fine. Now I'm asking you to...
Don't ask me anything. Show me in your citation where it says, a container is not required.
If you were to find me that citation...
It's your citation, your claim, you've presented it, now you can show me where it says no container needed.
No, that's your claim.
Oh, I claim we can have gas pressure without a container because we've got a sky vacuum, do I? No! Just because you've been annihilated doesn't suddenly mean that the incorrect assertion made here is mine. It's not. It's your globehead claim of space for gas to fill without it filling it. That would be your outer space sky vacuum. Your claim!
My position isn't about... My
you
position
sound like you're
isn't
spiraling.
about
You
that.
might want to calm down.
Yeah, calm down.
Nathan, the thing that you continuously say at the start
Calm
of the
down.
your
Calm down.
little
Brother.
channel
Calm down.
Thingy, all you say is that you can't have gas pressure without a container.
And that's correct. You can't have gas pressure without a container. Even NASA says so. Even when people think that we're wrong and go and get us citations, they give us citations that prove us right, and then tell us that the incorrect claim they made 10 minutes earlier is actually our claim!
No! That is...
No, it's not. That's right, you stupid little boy. It's your claim of a sky vacuum out of space, which is fake. Because without the container, there can be no pressure.
Nathan, are you... Listen, you want...
Are you... Nathan, listen, as I stutter and fail to actually make a point because my citation debunked what I said.
I've not stuttered.
I'm not stuttering. Yeah, you fucking are. You're stuttering like a little bitch who's being annihilated with his own citation. That's what's happening, mate. You are being annihilated. And all you can do is try and feebly reverse the burden of proof like this is my claim. It isn't.
No. Your claim is that you have to have
you are
a
drowning
container
here.
for gas pressure
The
to
only
exist.
thing, dude, the only thing that could salvage you right now is if somewhere in this citation you can show us where it says gas pressure can be had without a container.
No,
numerous places in your own citation.
But even then, it's just empty words. Could you demonstrate the citation? No, you
Yes, you could.
So
yes.
you don't have the citation,
you
and you can't demonstrate it.
Yeah, you
so,
could.
Yeah,
Yes,
dude,
you
shut
could.
up. You're
Yes,
interrupting everyone. We can tell you're a triggered, melting loser.
No,
Shut
it's
up.
Not what's happening
Okay?
at all.
Let other people talk, and then we'll let you talk. That's how
I've been
conversation
interrupted this
works.
whole conversation, or I could hardly call it a conversation. Never mind.
Yeah, and you're not stammering, and you're not stuttering. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Shouting
Mate,
at people.
please shut up. You're trying to be... Someone's trying to
yourself.
address you, and you're just constantly talking.
Yeah, take a breath, man. Relax. Because you're drowning here. It's just making it worse.
Well, I've done
Cooked turkey,
demonstrations
bro.
for you.
Using a vat of oil.
So, to summarise what has just happened, this guy lied and claimed that you can have gas pressure without a container. Then he said he had a citation which he didn't provide, and when he provided it, it admirably showed that containment is required. It even details the container. So he's debunked his own claim. He hasn't cited something that backs his nonsense that you don't need containment. He definitely won't be citing it. Even if he could, he wouldn't be demonstrating it because it's a violation of natural law.
Bingo.
I think I'm going to put this in my file of citations that have been given to us by ballers that debunk their own claims. I got like a whole folder now.
Oh, actually, can I ask a detailed question since it's his citation? On the left, the diagram says opposing force mass equals m. Got B1, B2. If that gas particle collides and accelerates away from that one side, how does it maintain pressure?
Doesn't.
I think he left. But that's why I was trying to get him to ask him what is volume. If he would answer what's volume, you'd clearly see you need containment. His own equations need volume.
I don't think he was prepared to really answer anything. He was spiraling.
He was sucked into a black hole.
Yeah, fundy assholes. All they do is constantly interrupt anything that you try and rebut them with. Constant interruption is all they have.
Nathan, I got a picture in Master B about his claim.
It's actually on screen anyway. Adam's got it up already.
No, this is me.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes, I see. You've added something to it. Yes, you've added a fan inside it. Very good.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was his example initially.
I've been laughing the whole time, man. What a clown.
These people get on my last nerve.
I'm partly to blame here. I'm the one who provided them with the link to that source, that NASA link.
Shut up.
You bastard. You dropped him right in it, in other words. Are you on the Globe side? Whoever said that? Who gave him that link? Flat Earth Egypt.
No, I'm a flat earther all the way from Egypt.
And you gave him that citation to back his claim.
So,
you bugger.
So you validated that he was lying.
Yeah, he was lying.
And that these guys don't read their citations once they post them. Because if he had read that, he'd been like, wait a minute, this doesn't back my claim. I might want to use something else. But nope.
No, it's just so tempting. As soon as you see the NASA badge, well, they're going to back me, aren't they? They're NASA. No, they're not.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
No, shockingly, NASA don't stand in violation of natural law other than the bullshit they put on TV. Other than the pictures from their claimed ISS or from their journeys to the moon. Yeah, they can't defy the nature of gas. That's very well established. Yeah, they can bullshit on TV, but so can Superman. And that's all they're doing.
I would have thought that the depiction of a container with gas pressure in it, with the word pressure in it, would have been a strong giveaway, but I don't know.
No, you see, all he read was force and area. That's all he read.
Exactly.
Nathan, I got a perfect title for your segment when you put this out. NASA fanboy.
NASA fanboy. Very good.
That's good. That is good.
Keep reading.
Wow.
Keep reading.
Keep reading.
Yeah, okay. Below the bit I had highlighted. It's too small for me to read.
Yes, read the whole thing.
I'll try it at this distance. The molecule possesses the physical properties of mass, momentum, and energy. The momentum of a single molecule is the product of its mass and velocity, where the kinetic energy of its own half the mass times the square of the velocity, and the gas, I can't read it, it's too small, molecules collide with the walls of the container. Right.
And it wasn't a citation, he provided you a reference.
Yeah, Chocolate pointed that out as well.
I know.
And the gas molecules collide with the walls of a container. Of a container. So there's got to be a container then.
He thought the word "and" helped him out.
Oh, brother.
Maybe he mistook that for "or."
Oh man, this is where we are in 2020, huh?
Did-
Walls
Hey,
there like 4 to 5 or 6 times.
not trying to change the subject. You guys see SpaceX blow their own rocket up yesterday?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, and the audio is the best part. Is all the globe heads, they don't even react. The audio is it's all fake. We all know that. But the audio, they just keep clapping and everyone's all happy the thing just blew up. You're like, what? Doesn't make any sense. If you listen to it, just pay attention. People are still clapping.
right? They're
after
like,
it exploded.
yeah.
Like way after. It's really weird. Like, yeah, they would be happy. They just throwing their money in freaking fire and flames.
Was it
Beautiful.
not? Was it not nominal?
Yes, it was expected.
No, that's good. Yeah, that was the plan. So that's why everyone's happy. Everything went according to plan.
So, out of interest, are they actually like NASA in the 80s, launching things that are potentially just scale models and things of that nature, or is it all just CGI? I don't actually watch any of this crap anymore. I don't even have a TV, so I don't really know what you're talking about. But I've got a vague idea from other stuff they've done that I have seen. But are they still actually physically launching a firework? And the firework blew up before they had a chance to cut to the CGI in the claimed sky vacuum.
No, the whole explosion looks CGI too. So I think that it was no rocket involved. The audio's fake. The rocket was fake. The explosion was fake. People are just buying it.
That's kind of what I'm asking, because it reminds me of one of the very if not the first video I made. I can't remember if it was the first video, but one of the very first videos I made was a shot of, I don't know if it's STS-24 or something like that. There's the shuttle, and it's on the ground, and for about a second, tops, they had a transitional shot between the inside of the spaceship and the outside on the pad, but they had a fence running down and they had people close enough that on my nice enormous 8-foot screen I could literally run a ruler up it and go, well, this is the scale that this seems to be presenting itself with. Now they claim it's something like 150 foot tall. By my very rough estimations, it's probably about 40 feet tall, based on the size of the people in the mid-ground compared to the size of the thing in the distance, and a little fence that runs the full length all the way up to the shuttle. Well, based on that, I would conclude that what they actually send up is either a third or half-scale model. But you're saying now they don't even do that, it's just all CGI.
If you look at the rocket, the flame coming out the bottom turns green at the last second while they're trying to direct the engine, and then it doesn't even start smoking immediately. It starts smoking a few seconds after, so nothing's matching up, in my opinion. And then when the explosion happens, the horizon near the explosion gets like real fuzzy and black and weird. Just a lot of weird things going on with that video.
Yeah, like right before it explodes, like there's like this. Well, as it's exploding, there's this ill cut. I don't know, I don't know if it's in certain footages or whatever, but there's this ridiculous cut to it, like a different angle that happens at the explosion. It's like, what the hell is that? Like, and it doesn't even look like the same rocket when they do that. Like, it's so weird.
So, Nathan Thompson, are you saying that when this thing blew up, they acted as if it actually took off and clapped and cheered?
Yeah, they clapped and cheered all the way.
Well, it was
it's exploding for 10 or 15
coming
seconds,
back.
and everyone's still clapping and happy. And you would think everyone's reaction would totally go from excited, yeah, we're about to land, to, oh my God, what did we just see? That just blew up.
And then not only that, aren't they supposedly landing these rockets already? So why are they gonna fail on this one?
Hang on. So, Nathan, is it safe to say these people are out to lunch?
Out to lunch?
So, just for, I can't remember who it was. Was it Albraculia? Did you ask that?
Boricua.
Yeah, El Boricua.
Just to expand on Albraculia, on what he just said.
Albacore tuna.
Albacore tuna. Basically, they've allegedly travelled through a fake medium sky vacuum to land on the moon multiple times without issue. Yeah, just made it up there, landed without problem, having tested the equipment on the ground without any success, having Armstrong having to eject out of what was the Lemon test before it went to the moon. But then when it got to the moon, landed without issue multiple times. Yet Musk is allegedly trying to land. Where exactly? Where's he going and landing?
Right back here.
Oh, he's landing on Earth. Oh, wow. And he's managing to fuck that up as well.
In 2020, yes.
Nathan, I have to correct you.
Yeah, I mean,
they did have problems. It was Apollo 13.
Again?
They're supposedly landing these others, Falcon 9 rockets like 3 or 4 times, well, at least the last few months, right? But they're going to have an issue with this one.
So 25% failure rate when landing on Earth. Wow, that's amazing.
It's our fault. They're all too Falcon heavy.
Crazy. When it's coming down, it looks like it's just like a balloon, just some kind of aerostat balloon coming down slowly. It was just weird.
Does anybody know why he's testing these rockets? What's the purpose? What are they going to do with them?
This one,
maintain
according
the
to them,
mystique of
is the one that
space.
Mars.
No, this is my
Isn't he
favorite part.
big
The
on trying to
globeheads
go
are
to
going to go to
Mars?
Mars and live in a dome.
Live in a dome on Mars?
They're trying to use it for recycling to fuel the ships to make it quicker to go to Mars.
So the overall objective is Mars from Musk.
Yes.
For what? For what reason?
To fulfill his prophecy by von Braun, isn't it? That the Elon becomes the supreme ruler of Mars in the future.
So you're saying because Werner von Braun described having an Elon as the overlord of Mars, he's essentially fulfilling a German prophecy?
I mean,
or maybe it's just a really big social distancing
makes-
competition.
It's social
It makes
distancing.
sense to me.
Nah,
He Musk.
This precedes social distancing, so I'm pretty sure they were developing these rockets before they needed to get away from everyone.
But Nathan, I don't know if you've seen the Change 5. I don't know if I spoke about the Change 5 video here.
No, feel free.
If anything looks CGI, holy shit. This is like, the boss of the chain kind of thing. Let me see if I can find it.
Then we're going to link. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. Someone got a link to it that can post to Master B.
You posting it, what do you call?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking for it right now.
When it comes.
You can post it in Master B. I'll stick it before I round out the live show and ask everyone to stay tuned for the after show. Slight long drawn out
Adam,
pause while we wait.
Can Adam tell us what the problem was again?
I'm lost. Ate it.
What?
What problem was?
You said it was way too fucking heavy.
Yeah. Did it? Yeah.
You missed the fun.
Way too Falcon heavy.
You're a bit quiet, Adam.
Sorry, I'm away from my mic.
Are we going to get a clip, or shall I round out the show and just do it in the after show? It'd be nice to do it in the live show.
I put it in the live stream. Calculate if you grab that.
Give me a second.
So, Adam, are you saying SpaceX is giving us the bird?
Oh, yes.
Like we're going to get this in time.
Nathan, is there gas pressure in the middle of a room?
Yeah.
Ah, no container. You moron. There you are. You've just been exposed.
A room is a container, by the way.
You utter
Wow.
moron.
We started off with
So we
that,
just
Rumpus?
established that in the middle of a room where there's no container, there is gas pressure. So
Wait,
you just
you're in a room.
contradicted the whole line of
Excellent,
argument.
Rumpus.
Well done, Nathan. You're a moron.
Are you ever going to let us
Rumpus,
reply?
would the room have walls?
Sorry, can I reply?
So what? No, the came. What?
So I can't reply. It's just a baseless generalization, fallacy, nonsense, spew, and then don't let anybody reply, right? Where'd you get the gas pressure in the first place?
That's not the point, though. And that's
No, it's not the point. My point is irrelevant. Your point is me being a moron. So where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place? Not relevant.
to deal with that question, but it's another question.
Yeah, it is another question for you. Where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place?
Where's
the gas pressure come from in the first place?
That's another question.
That's right, it's another question. This is called a debate. You ask a question, I answered, I gave you a yes. You then proceeded to call me a moron. Then I asked you a question, and you said it's irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. It's you getting annihilated, like always. And every time you do, you tell us the question's not relevant.
Moron.
Yeah, now it's the string of ad homs. So we're not going to get an answer to my question. Where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place? If the sky was a vacuum, the gas we're all breathing would fill the space.
Kid yourself, Nathan.
Oh, kidding myself? No, it's called the second law of thermodynamics. You'd think you'd be aware of it.
Serious. So you want to deflect onto another issue because you.
What, the second law of thermodynamics is another issue when we're talking specifically about entropy and gas pressure? No, it's not another issue. It's the same issue. If the sky was a vacuum, the gas we breathe would fill the space. And it's an issue you say is a non-relevant issue when we're talking about gas. So it's okay to call me a moron. That's perfectly fine. But when it comes to me asking where you get the gas pressure from in the first place, not relevant. No, it is relevant. You just don't have an answer, do you?
And you don't. You're so cognitively dissonant. You don't.
That's another ad hom. Where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place, Rumpus?
Another subject because.
Not another subject. We're talking about gas pressure. You think it's another subject? Are you stupid? Do you not know that me asking where you get gas pressure from in the first place is the same subject? You're a moron.
Happy to discuss it.
But go on then. Where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place?
Understand you've contradicted yourself.
I haven't contradicted you. I've asked you a question. You've said it's a question. You've acknowledged it's a question. You've told me it's not relevant, even though it's specifically about gas pressure. So I'd like to know from the coward who's losing where he got the gas pressure from in the first place. My question, given that I've answered your question. Are you going to answer it, you utter coward?
Come from. So you come on, answer my question first.
I did. I said, yeah, you do have a gas pressure in the room. Where did it come from in the first place? Where did it come from?
That's another question.
Yeah, that's right. A question you're not answering. So every time you ask me something, shall I just say that's another question and ignore you? You expect answers, and I expect answers. Where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place, Rumpus?
Stop deflecting from the...
It's not deflecting! It's about gas pressure, you clown! You think me asking a specific question about where we get the gas pressure from, given that you've got an expanding vacuum, a space for it to fill, you think that's irrelevant? No, it's not irrelevant, it's pertinent.
In the middle of a room...
Oh, we're back to your question, are we, that I've already answered? My question is where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place, and you don't seem to have an answer.
Where did you answer that? I missed the answer. Carry on.
Where'd you get gas pressure from in the first place?
No, that's not the answer to my question.
That's not an answer to my question.
I can answer your question, but let's...
Go on then. Where'd you get gas pressure from in the first place?
So we need to establish that you're wrong about...
Oh, do we? You just could do with answering this question, because there's a whole load of fundy zealots that think the sky is a vacuum, and I'm asking where you get gas pressure from in the first place, given that you've got a sky vacuum, and you don't seem to be answering. I know why he's not answering, ladies and gentlemen, because he can't answer, so he's got to tell us how non-relevant the question is, right, Rumpus?
Articulate that phrase first, that you're wrong, and you admit you're wrong.
Yeah, all you can do is tell me I'm wrong. I'm asking a question. It's not that I'm wrong. Questions aren't right or wrong. They just require answers you're not giving.
You gave me the wrong answer.
I didn't answer. I asked. Where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place?
Yeah, I asked a question.
Oh, so now back onto your question to avoid mine? What a coward. So, to summarise, Rumpus cannot answer this question. So if anyone wants to have Rumpus over a barrel, just ask him where you get gas pressure from in the first place, and he'll tell you it's not relevant when talking about pressure.
That you're wrong.
Oh, wrong about my question you haven't answered? So my question's wrong. How can a question that hasn't been answered be wrong? The question can't be wrong. You don't understand how the English language works, you complete moron.
We need you to come to terms with the fact you contradict yourself. So once
Oh, really? My contradiction is a question, Rumpus. Where did you get the gas pressure from in the first place? That's not a contradiction, it's a question.
I know, you see, you're dodging. We can all see.
Dodging? I'm dodging? No, you're projecting, mate. Projecting your failure to answer my question about where you get the gas pressure from in the first place. And you say, I'm dodging and deflecting. That's the 10th time I've asked you.
You need a container, do you, Nathan?
Oh, yeah, you do need a container. Would you like a source? Here's NASA. There's NASA. As the gas molecules collide with the walls of a container.
You need for once in your life to admit that you're wrong and you've...
Get lost. All he's done is told me I'm wrong constantly. He said you don't need a container. I've given him NASA as a source. There it is. It's on screen for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's highlighted. It makes it absolutely and abundantly clear that the gas molecules collide with the walls of a container. So where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place if you've got a sky vacuum? Answer, this isn't you answering my question. No, it's you dodging the fact that you've got a fundy belief in a sky vacuum, which is beyond doubt fake. You can't have gas pressure without a container. Even NASA makes that absolutely clear.
And then he projects how he can't change his beliefs, but he says you can't change your mind. It's like, well, that's why Nathan's a flat earther, is because he could change his mind. So please stop projecting. You're a gamma. You're a loser, dude.
With that, I'll say if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. A huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of you who smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
I guess I should throw all my dishes away then, huh?
But I don't understand how they can't get it. Yeah, we know in a room, but where did you get the gas pressure from in the first place? Like outside, everywhere. How do we have gas pressure here on Earth, you freaking morons?
What a
Don't get
wanker.
too worked up, Neil.
All he did was spend the entire time telling my audience how wrong I am without addressing a single point. And when it came to him acknowledging the point that he actually heard once, was to say, that's not important. Oh, right. So my question in regards to how we have pressure, given that it's the fundamental principle that you've got a sky vacuum above our head, that's not relevant. No, only relevant about having gas pressure in a room. Well, how have we got it? Not relevant. But that's your claim you're asking me about. You've got gas pressure in your room. Yeah, how have we got gas pressure if the sky is a vacuum? Not relevant. Only relevant that I isolate it to your room. Well, how have we got gas pressure at all? Not relevant. Yeah, it is. Absolutely relevant. It's the crux of the argument.
In a scuba tank, if you're in the middle of the scuba tank not touching the walls, is there air pressure or gas pressure in there?
Yeah. Why go there? Why not just have him define room? Where's he at? Does a room have walls? Last time I checked.
Yeah.
So focus on
That guy needs to be in a room with padded walls.
There's still walls.
I gotta tell you, these last two callers made my day. I've been laughing the whole time. What a comedic relief this show is.
Not for me. Very irritating.
Oh, I loved it, man.
Rumpus is always very
so
entertaining.
funny.
You just shout like a retard, you know? You make me.
I just think most of them are on a short bus, man. They come from a short bus.
It's hard to tell when you're in the moment if what's happening is revealing or not. So I suppose I can only ask, is it revealing? The fact that he cannot answer where we get gas pressure from in the first place?
Why do you think I'm laughing?
You get gas pressure from a force applied in a certain area. That's how you get gas pressure.
Area? How'd you get an area without a container?
Things exist. That's how you get an area. The area of anything. Could be the area of anything. Could be the area of the particles. Could be the area of a room. Could be the area of a container. Could be anything.
All right.
The fact is,
surface area.
Gas pressure is just a force applied on a certain area. Your claim is that you cannot have gas pressure without a container, and I'd like you to provide evidence or any sort of proof that says it is impossible for gas pressure to exist without a container. If you could provide that proof.
Yeah, sure. On your citation that you just provided us, it says, as the gas molecules collide with the walls of the container.
And what does that show?
That you need a container? It's detailing the antecedent consequent relationship of the container that you'd need?
No.
No?
You need coffee or something?
Yes, mate, yes. NASA says need container. Yes.
Sorry. We're not making a claim that needs to be backed up. It's not a claim. We're not making a claim. This is just the reality of gas behavior. We're not making a claim. It's not our claim. It's stupid.
The positive claim. The positive claim is that the sky is a vacuum, a space for gas to fill, and we wouldn't have any gas pressure here. Hence the pertinent nature of my question, where do we get the gas pressure from in the first place? Apparently that's not relevant if you're a fundamentalist zealot who believes in a globe and a sky vacuum. Then it's not relevant how you get gas pressure. Well, why? Because you wouldn't. That's why.
Yes,
if we were in a sky vacuum, we wouldn't get any pressure.
Okay, you want to get back in there? Go ahead.
Sorry.
So do it again.
Oh.
The reason Rumpus cannot
Can I say
answer...
something? Sorry.
The reason Rumpus cannot answer where we get gas pressure from in the first place is because the globe doesn't achieve gas pressure at all.
Can I say something to your audience, Nathan?
Yeah, sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Thanks. No, I cut in on you. You're the show host, though. In all the years that I've been listening, in all 5 years of Flat Earth, and all the years I've been listening and been partaking in the show, I have yet to see anybody ever actually present a physical demonstration of their claim for any of the supposed globe proofs. Never has anyone presented a demonstration of gas pressure, of a gas pressure gradient inside a vacuum that isn't contained. Nobody ever provided that. Nobody provided any evidence of gravity. Nobody provided any evidence of rotation. There's no physical demonstrations of anything.
That you have to have gas pressure.
You've never provided. Never provided.
All examples
no one's ever
of
provided.
gas pressure ever
You never provide.
observed
Just
ever.
talk to the middle, people.
No,
Have you ever seen a tire? Have you ever seen a balloon?
Have you ever seen air in the air at all? Have you ever seen like a fan blowing on your face? Have you ever seen a fan blowing on your face?
Have you ever seen air in the air?
Getting worse. Brother, go get a cup of coffee or something.
Do you think you're fooling everyone here?
Serious.
Do you think you're fooling us?
Hey, fanboy. Fanboy, Brian was
still not
talking. You
provided
interrupted.
any
Can
fucking
Brian
No,
say
that's a
anything?
serious question.
Let me know.
Are you serious?
How does air in the air look?
Hold on, guys. Brian was just in the middle of
Is this
asking...
guy serious?
Air particles in the air.
Hello,
don't
guys.
know.
Brian was asking him a specific question. Go ahead,
Oh,
Brian.
what was it?
Thank you, Nathan. Yeah. Can you provide a physical demonstration of your claim without pointing to a belief?
What's my claim?
An actual
what's my
demonstration
claim?
that I can do at home.
And what's
Gas
my
pressure
claim?
without a container. Show it.
What? No. My claim is that you do not have to have a container.
No,
Yeah, we know, and we're asking you to show that, you stupid idiot. Don't just repeat it like I've said it wrong. Brian's asked you to show that. Can you show it or not?
No, I'm saying that against you.
Don't say it. Show it. Are you deaf?
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay. You're gonna make me do this, even though you know what I'm saying is.
We don't care what you're saying. Brian's asking for a physical demonstration.
Okay.
So show it us. Show us gas pressure without a container, you moron.
Click, click, click.
He's gonna post a fan.
Yeah, I am.
I
Yeah,
think he's eating his own words right now.
There we go,
Literally,
look,
that's
lab
what you're
three.
hearing.
There we go. There is gas pressure
Matching
with
his
no
own weight.
container. There we go.
I just want to specify that the demonstration I asked for is a gas pressure gradient within a vacuum. That is not, and the gas pressure gradient is not contained.
But do you understand what's actually being asked of you?
Pressure without a if you want to see gas pressure,
I
without
asked
a
for
container
gas pressure
next to a
gradient within a vacuum. And no container for the gas
you'd
pressure.
be asking me for. You'd be. I don't know how.
I'm asking you.
I guess I'd have to show you a video from space.
Okay, leave me
which
ask you, and then you respond. How about that?
So you go give me
What
the
I'm
link.
asking you for, I'm asking you for, is a gas pressure gradient demonstrated within a vacuum chamber.
I'm pretty sure they have them in particle accelerators and nuclear reactors.
Excellent. Can you show us? Excellent. Have you just made that up?
Okay.
Have you just made that up?
No, I haven't just made that up. I've never made anything up there.
So you're going to show us a gas pressure gradient in a vacuum.
Yeah.
I posted what he posted
No, next to a vacuum.
in Master
I'm
B.
pretty sure you said it was not in a vacuum. I'm pretty sure you said it was next to a vacuum.
Sorry, that's what he's just asked you.
Yeah, but you said inside a vacuum.
Is your globe out next to a vacuum, or is it within a vacuum?
It's next to a vacuum.
So
it's
there's only one
with a
side of
force
it
holding
next
in
to
the-
a vacuum.
it's with a-
No,
with-
next
it's
to
with a
means you're
force
standing
holding
next
in.
to it. The globe out is claimed to have a gas pressure gradient within a vacuum. That's
Yeah,
your
right.
claim.
Let me just
So
provide my
physically
proof. So
demonstrated.
let me get this straight. I need to make sure I've ticked all the right boxes here. So you would like me to show you evidence of a gas pressure existing, a gas pressure
Not
gradient
evidence, physical
existing-
demonstration. I'll say it very
existing-
clearly, and then you won't have to ask me any
existing
questions.
next to a
You just be
vacuum
quiet.
without a
Guy,
physical
hello.
container.
Hello.
Here is your evidence. Here is
Guy,
your
you're
evidence.
not
There
listening.
we go.
You're not listening.
There we go.
You
Here is
aren't
your
listening. You're just parroting your same crap over the top of him, ignoring his specific clarity to the detail he's asking for, and then saying air proves it.
I never said air proves anything. You asked
I
for
specifically
proof
said
of-
you're not allowed to point to your belief. Now, what I requested from you was a physical demonstration of a gas pressure gradient that is not contained in the center of a vacuum chamber. That's what I specifically asked for. I said,
yeah, right
and I
there,
was specific.
right there.
You're not
Commander,
allowed to
do you
point
know
to
the
a belief.
definition of the word falsifiable?
No, here we go. Look, I've just give you exactly what
No.
I mean.
No. Do you know the word definition of the word? How about empirical? Have you heard of that word?
Oh, right,
before?
you didn't actually ask for empirical evidence, but okay.
Oh,
what
okay,
do you mean
so will
empirical?
you
What do you mean by
admit-
empirical?
will
Okay,
you
what do you mean by
admit-
empirical?
We're not
'Cause I'm
supposed
sure
to
by the
I
time-
validate
asked
what you're showing
for
us.
demonstration. I didn't say
So you
show
admit
me
it's
evidence.
not
I say
empirical.
show me
you want a
demonstration.
demonstration
Physical
now,
demonstration.
not just.
Brian, check Master B.
I mean,
I
I've got to
posted
break
what
down
he
the
posted.
demonstration. Look, there's
Thanks,
the Earth.
Have fun
And
with
there's
that.
all the
So
there's
not
the Earth,
empirical,
right?
not
And there's the gas
science,
pressure, and there's space, which would be the vacuum.
purely religious faith from the government.
What religious faith?
You can't demonstrate this. Nobody observes this. Can't
I
be
observe it. I'm
replicated.
observing it right now, Nathan.
There you go again. You can ask me a question and interrupt me again after I'm done talking this time.
No.
Let me know when you're done talking, bud.
No, you can speak and then tell me when you're done, so I know you're done.
Yeah, okay. What you posted isn't science. It's not observable. It's not empirical.
How is it
Can't be
not observable?
falsified.
So he's interrupting
You are a
Asshole.
zealot
Hold on,
funding.
Nathan. Hold on. You just said, let me know when you're finished, then I'll know when to talk. Then you started talking through in mid-sentence. You're a wanker.
Apologies for that.
Don't
Apologies for
apologise.
that,
Don't do it.
Well, I can apologise and I will.
Yeah, it's called practicing a little impulse control. I know you have a mouth.
You're doing
I
it
know
again.
everyone feels like-
You're doing
There
it
you go.
again. Commander, last chance. Then you're just not going to join the conversation anymore. It's your choice. If you don't let him finish this next sentence, I'm going to remove you.
If people don't get to finish what they're saying. It's not a conversation. So we have no obligation to include you in the conversation if you're not going to engage in dialogue, a parlay. Do you comprende?
I comprende.
All right, great. So it took an hour for you to understand. We want a demonstration of gas pressure without a container, and you posted NASA photos, which is not observable. It's not empirical. Can't be falsified. It's not science. You are a pseudoscientist. Do you know what the definition of a pseudoscientist is?
Are you finished?
Do you know? I asked you a question. Do you know what a pseudoscientist is?
Nathan, am I allowed to talk?
He
Go
just
ahead.
asked you a question.
Go ahead, Commander.
Thank you, Nathan. No, I don't know.
Go look it up. You.
I don't want to. Why
Okay,
do I
no
have to
worries.
look it up?
While he's doing
You don't
that,
have
so,
to.
hold on, Nathan Thompson. Did you say he posted pictures from space?
Yeah.
Space is fake.
What?
It's on
Yeah.
screen for you,
I,
Nathan.
What?
I posted his
No.
video.
No, it
in,
isn't.
masturbation.
Wait, why? How?
I
What
pulled
do
it
you
up,
mean?
chocolate.
How is it
It's there,
fake?
look, on screen.
I don't. How is it fake?
Okay, it's fake because according to the picture that's on screen for me, which according to my panel you shared with us, there's a 10 to the minus 17 torr vacuum next to high pressure gas. So that's a violation of the second law. You're going to interrupt me again? You're going to interrupt me again, are you?
Yeah, don't say yeah, just let Nathan talk.
Right, when I'm
Okay?
talking,
Don't
Commander,
interrupt.
when I'm talking, put yourself on mute, please, while I'm talking.
All right, okay, I'll do that. I honestly didn't hear you before, though.
Yeah, I was in the middle of a sentence. So according to the picture that you've posted, or the video that you've posted, we have high pressure gas next to 10 to the minus 17 torr vacuum. That's a violation of the second law of thermodynamics.
Okay. Can I speak? Can I respond, Nathan?
Yep.
Hello? Yeah, okay. So what is the second law of thermodynamics, as you understand it?
Sorry, this isn't a demonstration of gas pressure without a container. It's a violation of the second law of thermodynamics.
No, I as my evidence, you've just said space is fake. That's a big knock for me. You know, I've never heard that one before. So
Okay,
if you could
and I explained it.
because of the third, you
No
said
worries.
because of the second law of thermodynamics.
That's correct.
Space can't exist. Now, if you could tell me what the second law of thermodynamics is and why that invalidates space existing, then I can understand what you mean.
Okay,
But can you tell me what the second law is?
It's the entropy law.
Which is, go on. Can you-
Well, an example would be high pressure moving to low pressure always, without exception. Hot to cold.
What if there was
Those are
something- what if there was
entropy. My God. Every single sentence you interrupt. Every
sorry.
sentence. Very irritating, my friend. I've just asked you to put yourself on mute while I talk. You're not on mute. You're talking through me again. I've described a couple of different scenarios that describe entropic effects. That would be high pressure to low pressure, always. That would be hot to cold, always. That's entropy. Do you understand?
I think I do, yeah. But what if there was some sort of acceleration holding everything in place?
Acceleration holds things?
Sorry, my friend, you've given us an example, and I've explained how your example is a violation of natural law. Now,
And I'm now saying...
and you're talking through me again.
Okay,
So,
I'm sorry for talking
stick
through you.
yourself on mute! You irritating little prick! Mute! Now! So, I've described what entropy is. Now, this force you're describing is a not actual force of gravity, bending of conceptual mediums, and has absolutely no effect on entropy.
Okay, but wait, what force are you talking about? I'm just talking about an acceleration. You know, we definitely have some
well,
sort of
you tell us.
Yeah, we definitely have an acceleration.
What acceleration would that be?
An acceleration. What do you mean? I don't know.
Sorry,
An acceleration of
I'm
what?
not accelerating.
Sorry, my friend. How in any way violates the description I have given in rebuttal is beyond me. Do you want to explain?
Hang on. You're saying well, I'll tell you why. Because you're saying that high pressure or pressure can't exist to a vacuum, without a container.
Yeah, that's natural law, second law of thermodynamics. An entropic effect would be that the gas would fill the space. That's correct. I've just explained that to you.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand your position. I'm saying that that's stupid because there isn't.
Oh, second law of thermodynamics, natural law is stupid, is it? You think natural law is stupid?
Nathan, stick yourself on mute.
You can suck my balls! You think natural law is stupid, do you, dickhead?
Interrupted me. You've interrupted me.
I will do what I like. Didn't that get made clear the first time? Yeah, I'll do precisely as I damn well choose. You'll do as I damn well say. That's what happens here. Not you tell me to go on mute while I host the show. No, mate. So, according to you, the natural law of entropy is, quote, stupid. Right?
No.
Yeah, well, I've described entropy. High pressure to low pressure, hot to cold, always. And you said, no, that's stupid.
No, I've said what you've said is stupid, not the law itself. You're saying that pressure cannot exist to a vacuum.
No, it can't. It would fill it. Absolutely, without question, it would fill the space.
Unless there was an acceleration.
Citation, please. Citation.
Nathan,
guys, hello.
Would you like
guys.
a citation? Here you go. You want a citation?
Sorry, do you want
Okay,
a... Yes,
I'll
please.
give you one for this.
Yes, please.
Nathan, while he's finding that citation, so basically what he's saying is if you light a car lighter and it gets hot and you're moving down the freeway and you put your finger on the car lighter, it won't burn you because now there's an acceleration. Or if you're in an airplane, this is what he's saying. And now if you're in an airplane,
nobody's saying
you don't need a pressurized cabin.
It's just about
You
as
don't need a
dumb.
pressurized cabin
So
because
yeah.
you're in an airplane and
What
it's
he's saying
accelerating.
What I'm
He
saying is
doesn't
there's some sort of
understand.
acceleration holding the gas pressure.
You were getting a citation. We were
Citation,
done listening
please.
to you
guys.
Can we have some order? Hello, can we have some order?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, well, listen,
Hello?
sorry, I'm going to interrupt if what you're saying is like Down syndrome. Sorry, but I'm.
Right, you can get
we
out.
agree.
Get out.
He doesn't understand the word
Acceleration of what?
always. Natural law, always. You can't.
Let's calm down.
What if? Always, you idiot.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just wondering
High
what this
pressure
acceleration is.
does not
Like,
go to
what
low pressure
acceleration? What is
always. That's not
accelerating
true.
exactly to
Because
stop gas
we do
pressure
have
from
sustained-
expanding
Guys,
all
can
the
you not
rest?
hear two people talking at once?
We do have a sustained pressure gradient in the atmosphere.
Atmosphere is a fundamental non sequitur because you don't have air in a sphere shape. That's just your fundy belief that's based on your sphere Earth.
Same pressure at cruising speed, cruising altitude of planes as we have at sea level down, but we don't.
Sorry, did you hear my reply? Atmosphere is an oxymoron. You can't have air in a sphere shape. It needs to be taking the shape of its container.
That's not the point.
Yeah,
Not the
Masto.
point. Sorry, what do you mean, not the point? That is my point. A bit like the rumpus saying, where'd you get the gas pressure from in the first place? That's not a point, right? Because it's my demolishment of your argument. It's suddenly not a point. Yeah, it is a point.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Atmosphere is an oxymoron in your opinion.
No, so show me air in a container in the shape of a sphere without pointing at your fundamentalist religious belief in a sphere with air-shaped air that's sphere-shaped around it.
Let me rephrase what.
You broke him,
Please
Nathan.
let me rephrase.
He didn't break up. What happened was he talked through every word of me, so he didn't listen. That's what they do. As soon as I start getting on the mic explaining how his argument falls to pieces, that would be the atmosphere, would suggest that air, atmo, is in a sphere shape. And air does not take sphere shapes arbitrarily. It takes the shape of its container. Now, he's talked through every single word of that.
Okay, so just one sentence. Let me rephrase what I said without the word atmosphere in it. Okay?
Fine, go ahead.
Because atmosphere is an oxymoron, and we're not going to use that. Okay?
Perfect.
Okay. So, in the air that we exist in, the air around us that we breathe, we have evidently a sustained pressure gradient. The air at cruising speed, cruising altitude of planes, of commercial airplanes, is much at a much lower pressure than the air at sea level, always.
Okay.
And that pressure gradient is sustained. So it's proven that high pressure does not always go to low pressure. Otherwise, this pressure gradient wouldn't be sustained.
Sorry.
You're a moron.
Okay.
How do you have any?
Oh, God.
And why is
My
that so
God.
funny?
Can I not respond to him? He's just going to start talking again now.
All right.
So where did you acquire the gas pressure in the first place?
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Where did you
I
get...
acquire that gas
Don't
pressure?
carry on talking then. Maybe shut up and let me repeat it. Where did the gas pressure come from in the first place?
What does it matter?
Because we've got gas pressure, and according to you, this black area on screen for my audience is a vacuum, and that would be an area for gas to fill. And if we had an area above us called a sky vacuum that gas could fill, the gas would fill it. So we wouldn't have any gas to breathe. So I'm asking, given that in your belief of a sky vacuum sphere Earth with atmosphere, how do we get gas pressure in the first place?
Okay, Nathan. You were saying entropy, and as an example, high pressure goes to low pressure, always. I'm quoting you.
Yes, so we've got a high pressure on the ground, and as it makes its way up, it goes to lower pressure? What's your point?
In the air that we live in, we have a sustained pressure gradient.
Yeah, so it's going from high at ground level to low up high, precisely in line with entropy then.
Yes.
So entropy is definitely real. The high pressure gas is going to the low pressure. And below that, there's an even lower pressure sky vacuum, according to your fundy belief. But that would mean we couldn't develop gas pressure. So where'd you get gas pressure from in the first place?
It doesn't matter, Nathan.
Oh, does it not? So because your fundamentalist zealot belief in a sphere can't achieve gas pressure in the first place, it doesn't matter. No, it's the demolition of your fundamentalist religious belief in a sky vacuum without any containment. But you don't think it's important? No, you just can't achieve gas pressure without containment on your sphere.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Hand wave dismissal. Then piss off. Go away then. If it doesn't fucking matter, piss off.
I don't care.
Don't stutter. Go away. If it doesn't matter, my demolition of your fundy faith in a sky vacuum, then piss off! Don't go waffling through me and tell me it doesn't matter. Just go in peace and believe in a natural law violation then, if it doesn't matter.
Nathan.
Bitch, suck my balls or bugger off.
Stop. Can you stop talking?
Can you stop babbling? If it doesn't matter, that would be where you get gas pressure in the first place. Precisely the very same thing Rumpus said doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Maybe you can tell us in detail why this is irrelevant.
Okay. It's not irrelevant as a whole, but in order to have a sense of...
No, why isn't relevant? Don't just say, well, it's not relevant and then move on. Tell us why.
Okay, I was about to when you interrupted me. Will you stop interrupting me? Then I can do that.
If I sense for 1 second that you're going to hand wave away how we have gas pressure in the first place, I am going to interrupt you.
Okay, Nathan. In order to have a sensible conversation about entropy and if something is possible or not.
I don't care about how we have an interesting or sensible conversation. I'm interested in where we get gas pressure from in the first place.
Are you going to keep interrupting me?
I'm going to keep asking where we get gas pressure from in the first place.
Okay, and I'm going to keep trying to explain something where our disagreement comes from and what we need to sort out in order to have...
How about you just answer him?
Because start talking about pressure gradient again. Watch, guys.
If we don't, it's not possible without a common basis of knowledge.
The question and stop rambling about other things.
It's not. We cannot have an irrational exchange.
To the question.
Sorry, I don't care about this. I don't care about your fundy nonsense about how the conversation's going. The question on the table is as follows. Where do we get gas pressure from in the first place if the sky is a vacuum? That's all I'm interested in. Not your colour commentary on the show and how it's going and how the conversation is pleasing you or not. Don't care.
It's not about pleasing or not pleasing. It's about achieving, about being able to answer your question.
No, it's about answering the question. Actually answer my question. Where'd you get gas pressure from in the first place if the sky is a vacuum?
Okay. From an acceleration existing on it, yes.
What kind of
gases do not
Citation,
have
please.
supernatural abilities.
Citation, please. Citation, please.
What do you mean, citations?
Do you not know what a citation is, you dumb shit?
For gases, for gases.
For what you've just stated, you stuttering, stammering bitch. Go and get me a citation.
He doesn't remember what he said 10 seconds ago.
Seventh grade physics book. Does that count?
I don't know until you present it.
Post it in the chat, Einstein.
I'm not on a device where I'm not in a situation where I can post something.
I don't care. You've claimed that a downward acceleration can achieve gas pressure without a container. Now I need a citation. Once we've had it cited, I'll ask for it to be demonstrated. Can you cite it or not?
Of high pressure.
Just talking through me, right? Yeah, just talking through me constantly, not listening. I need a citation for the shit you just made up. You said a downward force or an acceleration can achieve gas pressure without a container. Now I want a citation for it. Not constant fundy muting and you not listening to me. Stranger danger. Unless you stop interrupting me, you're going to get removed also.
He's
melting.
Oh my god.
No, oh my god, don't blaspheme here. I want a citation. You said it can be achieved with an acceleration. So I want to see citation that says no container needed, only acceleration. Show me that now.
Okay, acceleration is a containment.
Citation! You dumb shit!
Dude, this is what we asked for 20 minutes ago.
Stop talking.
Why
Go
do you
and get
need
the citation that backs your claim.
Okay, show me.
Stop talking.
Can you show me how?
Don't ask me for anything, you dumb shit! Go and get a citation for this claim you've just made that we don't need a container, only an acceleration is required. Now I want a citation for that nonsense you just made up.
Okay, and you don't have to give citations for them.
Oh, don't you? Oh, well then you can just get lost. Do you need kicking out?
Can you give us?
Can you stutter for me? Yeah, you need a citation. Get it or get lost.
Can you give a citation for the entropy bullshit you spotted first?
Yeah, I can easily cite about 100 hours of MIT lectures I've sat through. No worries. So citation, dickhead! Where's the citation that you only need acceleration to achieve gas pressure? You unbelievable clown! Hello, we're waiting for your citation.
I kind of think he made it up himself, Nathan.
Of course he did. He just made it up on the spot.
Right. So sloppy, nobody's going to write that down
You
anywhere.
just save us all some time and just say you don't have one and we can move on.
Pressure inhales low pressure.
No,
no, it
in the
doesn't.
case of pumping in the case Nathan Thompson, in the case of pumping a car tire, high pressure always goes to the low pressure. Yes.
I said if you
in the
pop
case
a
of
car tire,
pumping up a tire, but not in every case possible.
Like,
show me a case that it doesn't.
Show us.
Can you show me one car tire you pop?
Pressure at sea level versus pressure
Nope,
at
we go
cruising
back to your
altitude
gradient
of
system.
commercial
You asked me
airplanes.
for an example.
There you go.
You asked me for an example.
Hold on, Nathan. Hold on, Nathan. Sorry, you gave me
Okay,
that example.
I have an example.
And now I'm going to demolish it again. So what, new person, same claim? I asked, based on that exact claim that you just made to Nathan Thompson, where we get the gas pressure from in the first place.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter? It absolutely matters, because if the sky was a vacuum, the gas we breathe would fill the space. From high pressure to the low pressure of the sky vacuum. In other words, the gas would fill the space. I'm going to kick you out, Stranger Danger. You're not listening to me anymore. You're just talking through me constantly.
So
just kick him out, idiot.
Nathan, please hold off.
No, you can get out. You didn't listen to me. Sorry, Discord didn't hear a word I just said, did you? Because he just talked through every word I just said, didn't he?
You did.
Right.
As
so now
always,
get lost.
That's the game.
Headache.
I mean, his profile picture is Rick and Morty, guys. I never expected anything from this guy in the first place. Let's be serious. People are addicted to cartoons and
it's
video
Ed
games
Masto.
and
He's done this
pornography,
a
and then they
while
want to
now.
come here and tell us like we're stupid. You're an adult. You play video games. Go watch Rick and Morty. Go watch cartoons, dude.
I just want to point out, Nathan, that to all the audience, especially the new people watching or people who are just finding your show, that is the best the Globe has to offer. They never have physical demonstration. They just have obstacles to progress.
Rhetoric and tactics.
Obfuscation, that's what they have. Obfuscation.
If I may for a second, I thought it was kind of funny you just said acceleration, because as far as I know, when gas expands within the available container to basically, apply entropy, it accelerates. It accelerates in all directions. I wonder which acceleration exactly would have the power to countermand the extreme acceleration of gas pressure expanding in all directions within the available volume of the container.
He said acceleration was the container.
Yeah, that's essentially
But
what
which
he's saying.
acceleration is that?
No,
Can you be more specific? Because the gas, when it expands in all directions, also accelerates, So
Just think about it. He said, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. He said acceleration was the container.
Right. So how
Now think
would it-
about that. Now think about that.
I know it makes no sense, but I'm still entertaining the idea anyway because I can.
Really? You would.
Yeah, acceleration isn't a
I'm
container.
just wondering, which acceleration in the first place is he talking about? If it was
You're
gas,
wondering
how does
which
it
one?
counter the acceleration of the gas pressure?
You're wondering
expansion?
which acceleration is the container. That's what you're wondering.
No.
My word.
I'm just
He
doing a
just
little
said it
math.
because the other guy said acceleration. That's it. That guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
I thought so. Right.
But Brian, I think absolutely that's the best they have, and it should be noted by the audience that on two separate occasions from two different fundies, they were asked how we have gas pressure in the first place, and the response was that's not relevant on both occasions. So what our question about how we would have gas pressure at all isn't relevant? I think it's more than relevant, given that you've got a sky vacuum for gas to fill. And when we ask how we'd achieve gas pressure, you say it's not relevant. No, just not possible in your heliocentric globe world.
That's right. We answered all their questions. We didn't avoid any of their questions. We provided anything was asked for, but they didn't provide anything. They didn't answer anything. They just avoided.
Or hand wave whatever claim or questions put to them. How do you have gas pressure in the first place? Not relevant. You're avoiding the answer. It's a question. You're avoiding the answer to the question. I'm not being asked it. Etc, etc, etc. Well, I'm criticising how you're not letting me have a conversation, how this isn't a real debate. Yeah, I'm asking how we have gas pressure in the first place without a container. Well, you're not giving me a chance to speak. It's like, is he just a little mini version of Rumpus, this stranger danger? Is that the best they've got?
No, the best they got doesn't even attempt to come on the show. The Neil deGrasse Tyson, Sabina Hoffensinger, whatever her name is, Dr. Becky, Bill Nye, Michio Kaku, it doesn't matter. They'll never come on the show. They're happy to see the clowns come here and try to defend the undefendable because they know how it's going to end up for them.
But look
Right,
how
they know
bad
how
it is,
this
right?
works.
You got
if you
two.
don't have their trust, then
You got.
you don't have anything.
You got two Globers on at obviously different levels of this debate, right? You got Rumpus, who I don't know, you could consider him whatever he is, and then you got Ed Masto or Stranger Danger, right? Obviously, opposite sides of the spectrum as far as the level of their, of this argument, but they have the same response to the same question. How'd you get the gas pressure in the first place? Oh, it's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. That's insanity.
Well, because they can't answer it. They lose. They don't want to lose, so they make up stuff.
Exactly. But even the best they got, Rumpus, he's got to use the same. Well, I don't know, whatever you consider the best as far as
The best
the
they
less
got has
stinkiest piece of crap in the.
The best, the
You know what I'm
worst.
saying?
There's not much difference.
the best they got. My claim is the best they got will never come on the show.
Right.
Because he can't come up with that better either. That's the reason.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Something as simple as how do you have gas pressure? Everyone knows how you have gas pressure in a container. It's over right there, just on one housekeeping question, let alone the Earth-based Coriolis doesn't exist, and of course the beautiful black swan. It's over on so many points.
Come on, 10 seconds ago, everyone was talking over everyone. Now we've got dead air.
Well, actually, I could turn on a fan and get the air going.
I could just do in response to that.
Sally. Oh, it's just your phone. Sal something or other. Can you pop yourself on mute unless you've got something to add?
Sorry. We all agree that guy's proof blue.
Hold on a second, Nathan. Sal something or other. Salifi. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just apologising for not being on mute. I'm not worthy of speaking when John, Q, and you're present. My respects.
Okie dokie.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you're not worthy? Just give us your summary of how you enjoyed the show and what have you learned here at least?
Everyone's got a
just invaluable stuff as always. I've learned so much from you guys. Come to my rescue when having debates with these morons. But what can I say? I mean, just invaluable stuff.
What was your last one like? Just give us, without mentioning names, what happened?
Sorry, what was that?
What was your last debate that you used some of the stuff you learned here, and how did it go?
Oh, a friend of mine sent Professor Dave stuff, and it was just John's stuff against him, and I think Dr. John D's stuff. He did a refutation or debunking of his. It's just the problem with it's really hard to isolate because they throw so much at you at once. Then when you want to isolate an argument and a certain topic, it kind of backfires on you, or they try to make it backfire on you.
Right,
no,
they scattergun you.
You know what's funny? They're real cute with throwing all types of stuff at you until you ask them the right question, and they have no response to it. So they'll tell you it's irrelevant or it doesn't matter.
And they'll start stuttering if you
as I've learned from John, just boil it down to the scientific method. They're stumped when it comes to scientific method. They don't even know what it is. So
absolutely spot on. That's the strongest tool in our arsenal because all of their claims come with a bullshit claim of science behind them, and none of them have got any.
But I've got a question for John QE if he's still there, if I may.
You're around QE.
Yes.
Because I was listening to the Delta G stuff, and you said that natural laws don't necessarily, the scientific method don't apply to natural laws. I just need that clarified in case when I start using that against these morons, I need to have my.
Yeah, that's higher level stuff, man. You'll get into a real brouhaha, and everyone will get confused and will spiral into friggin' manic depression.
Hey, most of your stuff is high level, but I kind of managed it. So if you do a presentation, that'd be good sometime in the future on that.
Have a bash if you don't want to.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Nathan.
Well, a natural law is merely a description of something that's occurring always. So the description itself isn't the effect that's being described, and the effect has no validated cause. In other words, nobody's put why does hot always flow to cold through the scientific method to establish why, i.e. the cause, of that happening. All natural laws do is describe something that we observe. It's just a description of the effect. So in science, you're trying to find the cause of the effect, and that's what the method gives you, a way of establishing empirically if you have guessed the right cause of the effect or not. Now, that's not to say that you couldn't ascertain the cause of entropy. Maybe one day someone will. But for now, it's merely a description of something that occurs. So you're just describing the effect, not ascertaining the cause of it. Hence, it's not science. It's just a description.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've grasped that. Okay. Yeah, cool.
All laws are what is, and everything that goes through the scientific method is cause and effect, how, why. So you're in it's a category error, number one, and no one is ever going to figure out the cause of entropy. It's almost a malformed question.
Maybe, but it's still a phenomenon that you could observe, so therefore it has the potential, right?
It has a potential, but it's forever illusory. You'll never be able to nail it down.
Yeah, I agree. We're never going to ascertain the cause of why nature behaves the way it behaves. It just behaves that way. So to lock down the cause of nature seems absurd, which is why John's saying it's malformed. And I agree. It is malformed. We're never going to know why that happens. That's just the way it is. And in the same way, if I describe a table really accurately with the conceptual constraints of language, the table's still real. And I can be really eloquent in my description. And the second law is a really eloquent description of entropy increase. Well, that doesn't change the fact that it doesn't give you cause. It's not science.
And last point on this, it doesn't, I didn't say that those things that didn't go through the scientific method are false, right? That doesn't mean that. It's just a different category. The second law of thermodynamics is right as the rain, right? It always happens that way, always in nature. Entropy always increases in nature. Just because it doesn't go through the scientific method doesn't mean it's not true, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's the difference between describing the rain, really beautifully describing what it does, the shape it takes, how it falls to the ground. Detailing that in a description doesn't give you cause. And that's all the second law of thermodynamics in this instance is doing. It's just describing something that happens, like describing rain. Not giving you the cause of rain, just telling you what rain is.
Does that understand? Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. That's nicely encapsulated in there.
There's a reason for your question. Before you ask your next question, there's a reason for your question. They are often incorrectly described by the practitioners of pseudoscience, for reasons which I'll make clear in a moment, as scientific laws. Because if you can associate something that's just describing something with science, then it opens up the floodgates for you to describe something that you haven't ascertained the cause of and describe the cause of it as science. Because, well, scientific... Who's that?
Next level stuff right there, brothers. Go on.
I have a question.
No, go on. I'm sorry for interrupting you. That's next level. Did you hear what he said?
I can't even remember what I just said because I got interrupted. I can't remember what I was talking about now.
Well, if they can describe something, everyone knows that the second law, anyone that could fog a mirror, knows that the second law, the laws of thermodynamics, are right as rain. They're true, but they're only descriptions. But if they can put scientific in front of that, then that greases the skids and opens the floodgates for any other description that they want to apply and say it's scientific also.
Exactly, yes. Correct.
Can't we call it descriptive science?
No.
No. Science is a method.
That's an oxymoron. Because the scientific method only deals with explanations, not descriptions.
This is why years ago we were called science deniers, and we were told that the body of science proves all these nonsensical things. Well, currently we are being told now that science doesn't prove things. Why do you think that is? Because we started asking them to provide their science.
And what do you know? They don't have any.
This natural law and the scientific method is easier explained to somebody that doesn't have a secular education. I run into the most problems I have with this concept with secularly educated people.
Strange.
Yeah, this was
absolutely.
pretty.
But can I just leads my second question, if I may? And I know this is a flat Earth debate. So
Go ahead.
Let's see the response. But however, talking about pseudoscience, have you done? I'm not. Maybe I've missed it, but under the circumstances we're in, the pseudoscience behind germ theory and terrain theory, and that have you done? Are you going to do a presentation?
Oh, be
what's
careful.
pseudoscience behind germ theory?
No. Germ theory is not pseudoscience.
You ever got food poisoning before?
This is. I'm glad this has come up.
It's the virus versus terrain theory.
Exactly. Owen's got there straight
not
away.
Germ theory.
Okay, yeah.
Bacteria exist.
All right.
Wow, that kind of got to the end real quick.
Yeah, Owen, cut that.
okay. So
cut the head off that immediately.
a
Hold on, just 1 second, Salfi. Go ahead now that the airways are clear. Feel free to carry on.
So you're saying it's the describing it as germ theory is the incorrect? Is a semantic?
No,
correction?
not at all.
Virus theory.
No,
Oh.
no. Germ theory is actually a theory. Now, what's a theory? Well, a theory is based on validated scientific experimentation, based on a hypothesis, based on a natural phenomena observed. Germ theory has all of those things covered.
Okay.
Yep. It's virus theory where the problem is. That's the part that's difficult.
Here's the problem.
It's different.
Okay, here's the problem, and Arwen pointed it out. What happens is that inside germ theory, viruses are included, and that becomes problematic. I agree with that. But when we get down to it, with bacteria and other organisms, it's as right as the rain also. But see, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Because if you say germ theory pseudoscience, I'm going to slap the friggin' bacteria out of you with experiment after experiment after experiment. Follow?
Well, when's the presentation due then? When's it out?
What presentation?
There's been loads on this.
Your presentations are awesome, man. Come on.
Germ theory has come up in it wasn't actually in a presentation. Somebody from the Peanut Gallery was challenging Quantum Eraser during a show once. I can't remember who it was. Someone from the Globe side. And you'll have to fill me in if I get some of this wrong, QE. From the Peanut Gallery, you were being told that there's maths for germ theory. Correct?
No, that was Betty.
It was Betty. That's right. And she asked, okay, give me the equation for germ theory. Can't be done.
Yes. Yeah, it was Geo Streber, because he said math was science. And she goes, well, is germ theory science? He said, yes. She said, give me the equation for germ theory. And it's so stupid. You're not getting the equation for that because it's moronic, right? There is no equation for germ theory. Germ theory is a theory. It is an explanation. It's got experiments. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly, yes. What's the maths for it? Give me the abstraction. Well, it's not an abstraction. Something's physically happened and we figured out the cause of it. So what you're going to do, give me the maths for the cause? No.
I would say just be careful when you're talking with germ theory in general. Like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mean, if you ever had, anyone listening out there, you ever had food poisoning before?
Yeah.
That just slaps them right in the face. I've had it greater than 12 times in my life. It's something where you ask God to kill you, but he doesn't.
That's what you get for eating everything inside.
I just happened to experience something like that, very close to that, about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Yeah, wasn't able to eat for a week. And how I derived it happened is basically I'm not very soapy guy. I'm like a naturalist. No, but seriously, no, but there's a good argument for this because it saves my flora on my skin. It actually helped me. But if I suddenly weaken my entire system by gorging in a way too high a dose of alcohol and not eat properly at the same time, then it has such a massive blow on my immunity system that suddenly the bacteria that are regularly around suddenly can become a danger. And then I can get really sick out of nowhere, seemingly. So that's how I basically explained that.
I just want to give the
too bad
audience some...
Kiwi doesn't live next to you. He would have just slapped it out of you.
Okay, I just want to give the audience something tangible and useful from the back of this. So, in recent times, 2020, we're told of certain viruses, and what we are presented is statistics, epidemiological studies. This is not science. Now, if they are to claim it as science, or say the scientists say, the question should be the same as when we have a fundamentalist religious zealot globe believer claiming they have science. Just ask them to show it you. Okay, if this is science, what was the independent variable? What's the observed phenomenon? What's actually being studied? And what was the presumed cause? Let's see the experiment that showed it was validated. If it's science, you'll have some science. And you'll very quickly find that it's only about knowing the right question to ask to find that they don't have an answer. Like, how do you get the gas pressure in the first place? It's not relevant. And the same applies to certain viruses. Well, where's your scientific evidence? What's the observed phenomenon? What was the presumed cause? Let's see the scientific experimentation being repeated. And if they don't have it,
How did you isolate the correct protein of the virus, huh?
Yeah. Exactly. How did you... Let's see your science, basically. So, this is
So
universally
Coke's postulate
translatable.
would be correct scientific experiment.
Say that again.
Koch's postulates, that would be a correct experiment too.
There's some issues with Koch's postulates. You need to read up on those again and then go over them.
Which circles back to 10's point.
Can I say something on it, Nathan?
Yeah, go
well,
ahead.
let me say something. Let me say something first. I can personally attest to the bacteria part of it now because I've had hands-on experience. Viruses, I can't do that. I can't say that because I didn't personally work with viruses myself. But you want to come in here and say the germ theory's bunk, you're gonna go down in flames. Thanks.
Adam, you there?
What
Go
I was
ahead,
going to
Brian.
say is, just for people, do you want to say something, Nathan, before it?
No, I was just going to try and drag Adam in very unreasonably so at this stage of this conversation.
I'd probably agree with exactly what Kiwi says. To summarise it, I don't think it's appropriate to drugs, and viruses don't fit into Koch's postulate. So, as much as we'd like to, and it's crowbarred around it, no, it doesn't work. But bacteria does, and it fits it. And
Okay, thank you, Brian. Go ahead. Hold on, Owen. Sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Thanks, Nathan. No worries at all. Obviously, Adam, and I would ask me, so does Kiwi. What I would say to anyone listening, if they want to know the difference between a colloquial theory and a scientific theory, a colloquial theory is Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity, as that is pseudoscience. It's not backed by scientific experiment that adheres to the scientific method. So as an example to somebody, if they want to give someone an example of pseudoscience, that is a great example of pseudoscience, as it's not backed by any actual experiment, proper science experiment. That's it. Thank you.
Indeed.
What about atoms? Are they a construct, like a model, or are they actually physical?
the way we understand them is a construct and a model.
Wow, everything went quiet. What's up, man? I just got back. What's the question?
I was asking about atoms. Are they real?
Oh, God. Last night, the same thing happened. Late at night, I'm trying to leave, and somebody says, one more question. Do atoms, can you show that atoms? Yeah, bye. Fuck.
Hold on. Don't do this to me. Don't do the rumpus and say it's not relevant.
Oh, no, it's not relevant. I'm just not going over it again. Go through the past 500 episodes. You'll come across it. I'm not doing it again.
I've actually been watching the show for over 2 years now, but I don't think I watched that specific one. So.
Oh, really?
My bad.
Wow. You're bad.
There's nothing I can do for you at this point, I'm afraid.
From a layman's point of view, I always found it as just to be. I could be corrected here, but I always found it just to be atoms to be just descriptive, describing what they couldn't see, describing effects they saw, but they couldn't see it happening or something like that. That's how I always saw atoms.
What's your claim? What's his claim?
No, I had a question, not a claim.
Are atoms real?
Well, I've once looked through an electron microscope, and it gave a 3D presentation of the path of the electrons that it was able to go through, and that really did show a very persistent grid-like pattern, which made me believe that there are indeed molecules or atoms stacked up in a crystalline pattern. But yeah, it was only a 3D representation. It was not an actual photograph. It was rendered. But it was very convincing to me. And I don't know any other way to ascertain this kind of information. So
that would be my answer as well, Arwin. I parrot that.
Where's Adam at?
I thought I answered. I would say the way in which we interact with things is on a conceptual model basis. So the way we understand it is a conceptual model. It's not a visualization of reality. Now, things like electron microscopes confirm a conceptual model, but they don't fully demonstrate the electrons whizzing round in figure eight.
Electrons don't whiz around.
Well, exactly. So, but the way at the level that we're conceptualizing it, yes, they do. They go around in a nice orbit. So it's a model.
Oh, no, they don't. No, they do not.
What?
Electrons don't go whizzing around in orbit.
In the model. He said in the model.
In the model that's presented at A-level GCSE.
Yeah, they're incorrect.
So it's presented as an orbit. Now, for understanding purposes, calculating purposes, charge purposes, that model is sufficient, but it's not a description of reality. But it's for calculation purpose, it adds up. That's the same for my sort of chemistry. I don't pretend that when I'm doing a calculation and I do a Fe2 plus and an electron comes along, that's exactly what's happening. It works. Whether that is even what is happening, I think even the electron microscope wouldn't be able to demonstrate. But I think matter's real. But the fine detail, I think, is a conceptualization.
Right. The difference, just for brevity, is the reification thereof. So while Adam utilizes this tool of a model, he doesn't reify it into existence. In other words, he doesn't say, therefore, electrons move around in an orbital motion. In fact, they don't. But that's how it's described in the model. And when applying the maths, when he does his work, it works and it's useful. But that doesn't mean he would then go on to say, well, therefore, we've got orbital motion of electrons. That would be the reification of the model. And he doesn't do that. Nor does he claim it's science. So the two issues we have with models from the opposing side is, number one, they're reified into existence, like we're actually standing on their model of a sphere Earth. We're not. And the other is to take the mathematical equations and say that they're real. Again, reifying mathematics out of models. Non-physicality. Maths. Useful for adding things up, not useful for showing something in physical reality. And when you do assert that we have a physical reality, like gravity or a spinning ball in a sky vacuum, those are reifications of models. So when we say models are pseudoscience, obviously there's got to have been a claim from a pseudoscientist that it's science for us to make that claim. That no, in this instance, this isn't scientific validity, models are pseudoscience, but only if they're claimed to be physical and real. Or science. Adam's not doing that. Just to be clear.
Oh, I mean, we would do science, and the science would come out of the cause and effects between the chemicals, but the actual drawing, that's not science, that's doing calculations, whether they're using chemical nomenclature or numbers, it doesn't matter, it's not science.
Sure, but that's specific to any given experiment where you're establishing the cause of an effect. In this case, you're saying with a chemical reaction. That's an effect you can detail. You can observe it in nature at some place on some time, I'm sure. Therefore, you can put it through the method and establish the cause. However, if part of the description you give after ascertaining the cause of the effect is to qualify how many and how much it moves and the elliptical motions, you're working outside the parameters of the validity that the experiment that was performed actually offered, because it's so narrow. So I had this conversation, I had this conversation in chat yesterday with Witsit, and he was saying that the double slit was flooded with pseudoscience. That's what he said. Now, it was a bit lost in translation, because what he actually meant, and we got to the bottom of this after a long discussion, was that off the back of the scientific validity that the double slit offers, people will come up with all sorts of crazy concepts and notions that have nothing to do with the actual experimental validity offered by the experiment. And that is what he meant when he said it's surrounded by pseudoscience. And that is true in chemistry, biology, or any other field. You can have an experiment validated, so you know the cause, and then lots of other pseudoscientists will come along and go, oh, that's useful. I can extrapolate that out into meaning blah, 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 blah in my model. It backs my model, in fact. And then they start asserting their models. But the narrow nature of an experiment means that all you do is establish the cause of an effect. And that's all you can say at the end of it. That's all you can use it for. But people will come along and say, well, double slit means we've established the witch path information to establish the cause of wave function collapse. Therefore, light's got a journey from A to B. And that journey goes at this speed. It's like, well, that's got nothing to do with the experiment.
I was going to give you a chemical equivalent, but yeah, it's if I pour acid on something, I can show a cause and effect or what, but that doesn't mean when I then write that formula down on paper that the electrons did do that. That really happened. That's a supposition, imagineering. Now my model works and it fits true and it helps me in the future calculate things which I can then confirm, but at no point is anything outside of that lab when I'm doing it any form of science. It's not cause and effect. It's just theory, isn't it? It's a useful theory, but it's just a concept.
Right.
I will reiterate what I said. From a layman's point of view, the best way I learn to view it, let's just say an atom is the atoms are electrons, protons, and neutrons. The protons are a positive charge, the electrons are a negative charge, and the neutrons are a neutral charge. They have no charge. So it's just describing processes that we can't see with our eyes, a way of describing something, and even helping you, like Adam was talking about stuff like that, maybe not exactly the same, but similar, help him in his job, with chemistry and different things. So it's just a way of describing. You can't show someone an atom that I'm aware of.
So, I forgot, how do you say your name? Oh, he's on server mute at the moment. I was going to ask if that answered his question. We're not going to find out. Anybody got any last words?
I asked the question.
Oh, is it you?
Your answer completely agree with my view on it, I guess.
Perfect. Anybody else got anything to add?
Is virus in?
Yes, he is.
I have nothing to ask him. It's okay. Thanks.
Did you want to?
Yes, I do have something to add. 2 + 2 is 4. Thank you. That is it.
That's profound. Thank you very much for that, Virus. Was there a reason why you told us that?
Nah, I have lack of sleep. I'm delusional. I'm just having fun.
Me too. I've had about 2 hours sleep and I'm in a foul mood.
I get goofy.
I get very stroppy and angry. With that, I'm going to say a huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G Plus panels for making today's after show possible. Of course, a massive thank you to all of you in either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams for hopefully smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Be sure to check out nathanoakley.com and the Flat Earth Debate Forum to keep up to date with the community debate. Another massive thank you to both panels for making today's after show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
What a lovely day!